Like,
Yeah, well, I want $52,000, but we can't all have what we want, can
listen,
we?
bitch. Listen. Like, I don't know.
Who you calling bitch,
You,
bitch?
you. It's like that old saying. I don't know if you ever heard. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it. You ever heard that saying?
That doesn't apply to
Yeah, I was
me.
about to say that should. That shouldn't make sense.
Yeah. But while Jesse Goku is figuring out his technical difficulties, should I go ahead and jump in?
Yeah, okay, so real quick, just wanted to bring up some stuff that's going on. So a bit of a skinny, not much because I don't really do the skinny. I don't so for those of you that don't know, one of the things trending this past weekend was the Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. So far the game there what was trending was people wanting a refund for the game. There's a little bit of dividedness between the fandom, whether people think the game was disrespectful or not. That is up to you for interpretation. We did talk about it last week on Wednesday on our gaming session. We did discuss like what happens in the game and what else, like the story, how the story progresses. But not only that, people are just kind of pissed off. Maybe not so much with some of the spoilers that have happened. There are people definitely upset with the game because it is a online pay, like it's kind of like Fortnite, if you know what I'm talking about. It's one of those games that you have to constantly be playing online with friends, and this is a game that's meant to last for years, and it's just like bare bones. It's dry, like there ain't shit to do. It's like trying to have a big, huge $1 million event in a small town with 3,000 people in it. It's not gonna work. Doesn't make. I know that analogy probably didn't make any fucking sense, but it's whatever at this point. So
No, it did.
okay. I'll take that. Thank you. So,
Yeah, because in a town of 3,000 people, obviously not all 3,000 are going to show up. So why are you putting $1 million into this thing?
right now that makes sense. Are we live? We are live.
We are live.
Just making sure. We're having a bit of a rough start. We are live twice on the Geeks podcast. The regular show and then the scheduled live stream. Joining me is the man with the plan, the Texas gaming hedgehog. He runs the skinny, and he actually that's his thing. So I kind of filled in for him a little bit with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. The one, the only Keyblade Sonic.
Hi everybody. I forgot that we're doing it at 7 now. my fault. My apologies, everybody.
Like
we're still kind of new to it. We're still adjusting to. We're used to doing it at 8, but this time we're doing it at 7 now.
Yeah, because it gives people like
I'm sorry. That was my fault.
Like every time, so there's a reason why we did a time change. It's because every time we had guests,
time
they would have to leave like halfway through the show because they couldn't stay on very long.
Yeah, no worries. So we're gonna let people know ahead of time now that yes, it is now 7 o'clock from now on.
Oh yeah, episode 2 of the new season. All right, Sonic, do you have a skinny? Because I talked briefly about Justice League. Suicide Squad. Fuck.
See, because people are gonna think there's a Justice League game out there, but at this point, would you really want a Justice League game out there?
I would have preferred a Justice League video game, honestly.
Honestly, I don't know, but like
I mean, isn't that called DC Universe?
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that called DC Universe Online?
No, but no. Remember, they actually had a Justice League video game that was a carbon copy of the Marvel Ultimate Alliance game.
Yeah, they were gonna do one.
One of those.
Yeah, it sounded like they shelved it for some reason, but I feel like they could have done it. Anyway, so speaking of, actually, this will be part of the skinny anyway. So one of the big stories today recently is about the Microsoft. Apparently, rumors going around that Microsoft. This is just rumors right now. Just take it with a grain of salt. There's a rumor going around that Xbox is gonna gonna drop out of the console race, and by that I mean they're gonna basically pull a Sega and go third party. So there's people are saying, oh, Gears of War is gonna be on PS5. Halo. I don't know if you ever thought you ever see the day you see Halo.
Wait. So there's a chance that Master Chief could be in Smash Brothers?
No. I mean, I don't know if they want
Technically, I believe. Now, don't quote me on this.
Yeah, so this is just a grain of salt.
Master Chief is playable on the PlayStation
Yeah, he could be an
in
all-star.
Minecraft.
Yeah, so he is on Minecraft. That's right. Nah, but like that's a Nintendo thing, not really a Sony. And so that's a big rumor going around, and to the point where Phil Spencer, which is the head of Xbox, having to come out and announce, "Hey, we're hearing all this stuff going on. We're gonna talk about it this month, so just stay tuned." So we don't know what they're gonna do.
I like how he didn't deny it at
Yeah,
all.
he basically kind of admitted, okay, there is something going on, but that's all we could say right now. So basically, they basically kind of admitted it, low key.
Right. Yeah, I could see that actually happening with
Right.
I could see it happening. They're gonna have Xbox Game Pass on PlayStation,
I could see
but
that.
with a limited library.
Right. I could see because the reason it kind of sparked this whole little rumor thing was that there was a rumor that Starfall, which was a Xbox exclusive, is going to be on the PS5 as well later in the year. And then people had this idea, is like, oh, what if they do like a first on Xbox thing, and then a few months later or a year later they'll put it on PlayStation.
Right. They did that with Final Fantasy. Remember when Final Fantasy 7 was going to come out on Xbox?
Yeah, then it just became only on PlayStation.
It never
only
happened.
on PlayStation. Yeah.
So there's chances like these games are like, oh, it's going to come out on this console first, and then it'll come out on the rest later. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Like sometimes it just doesn't come out.
Yeah. So right now, like we said, take it with a grain of salt. It's just a rumor going on right now. There's been a lot of like ideas, reports. It's like, hey, like for me, low-key, I would like to see Halo on the PS5. I actually would play it more often.
I would play hold on, which Halo?
Halo 3, Halo 4. Yeah. I did like 4. I liked 4.
I haven't played. I briefly played 4.
Yeah.
I watched reviews for 5, and I just didn't even fuck with Infinite.
I don't know. I played 5. It was okay. And then Infinite, after play, I was like, dude, what the fuck happened? I mean, no, excuse my language, but what the F happened to Halo?
Are you apologizing on a show where we already cuss?
Yeah, I know, but there people are like, oh, can you get, how YouTube could be like.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, that's interesting. I did see that on YouTube today, because I was actually. So today's subject is about everything that's going on in WWE. So I was researching all that.
Hashtag we want Cody.
Okay, well hold on. We're gonna address that too. We're gonna get to that, but right now there's a bigger situation going on. And let's be honest, we were gonna name this episode a rocky start.
Oh, so it still is. It still is. It's gonna be renamed in the post show.
Yeah. So there you go. So it's a rocky start. So. We're just gonna this whole thing a little bit of the skinny one more thing. So for people who don't know, Sony is doing another state of play that's gonna happen this Wednesday, but it's gonna mostly focus on the next Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So they're gonna do like a whole state of play dedicated to that. So kind of like a Nintendo Direct where they do dedicated to like one game. So they're gonna do that. That's happening this Wednesday. So pretty excited. So, and another thing, one more thing, big announcements. This weekend in Houston, there will be 2 conventions happening.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
This is real quick. So the live stream is going on twice on YouTube, and I was wondering, like, so for the people watching, I know there's some people watching on the second one, the one that was scheduled, because we can't see the viewer count. Are the comments. We're going to take that one down. I thought that would have been a good idea to have, but it doesn't work that well with Restream. We were testing it out today, and it's just not working out. So Fart Knocker, Pachinko, everyone else that's watching on that version of the stream, we're going to go ahead and take it down. So if you could just go to the YouTube channel and look up the regular one, I'm about to take this one down.
Yeah.
It didn't just end abruptly, but we do have to take this one down. Because it's just not working out. Because it's not that we don't want it up, it's just that I can't see any of the goddamn comments.
Yeah, so unfortunately, so if you guys want to have your chats mentioned or anything like that, please move on to the other live stream. It's still technical issues, like we said. It's just we're still work in progress on this new stuff, so experimenting.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're always looking to experiment, improve. go beyond plus ultra, as the kids say.
Yeah. Trying to be with the cool kids.
That's right. We want to be with the cool kids, man. So all right. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You were talking about two conventions and
yeah. So this weekend is Animeverse Fest. That's happening at NRG Center this weekend, and then TGC Con, which is basically trading card game convention, is taking place at George R. Brown this same weekend. So basically two conventions within 15-20 minutes apart.
And don't forget, it's the second weekend of Mardi Gras.
Yep, Mardi Gras. And then Sunday is the Super Bowl between the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's something people are going to probably most look forward to. So this week is a lot going on. So and we're all here for it.
So what you're telling me is that this weekend is the perfect time to go downtown in Houston, right?
Either downtown or NRG or Galveston.
All of it. Just go to all of it. Just fuck it. Go all of it.
Just go to every single thing. If you're free all weekend, just go to everything.
Go to one con in the morning, go to the other con in the afternoon, and then hit Mardi Gras at night.
There you go.
And there's totally not going to be any traffic at all. Like none.
That we know of.
I mean, I don't. What do you want me to tell you, man?
It's been 16 minutes and we haven't talked about WWE yet.
We gotta get our shit out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, you've been on our show several times. You know how it works. You got to go through the appetizer before you go to the main course.
That's right. And real quick, I want to give a warm welcome to our person right here, our producer, the one that's in the background, the one who is the voice of God, the one you don't see. She is the Dark Knight. She makes Batman look like shit when it comes to hiding in the shadows. Dankapus.
Hi, sorry I was late. The cat wouldn't get off.
That's right. Blame the pets.
It was hard. I'm sorry.
No,
you ever just fight for your life?
Yeah, sometimes cats like to do that.
All right, so let's go ahead and wrap up so we can make Deacon Rap happy.
So that's pretty much what's going on this weekend and what's going on this week. If anything happens between now and then, we will let you know. So that is the end of the skinny. So I guess we can go ahead and go to the main topic. Goku, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
What has happened what were we doing last week on Saturday? We went to see the Royal Rumble, right?
So a few of the guys.
Yeah.
Well, originally it was just me and my brother, but then Asian joined, and then Sonic joined, and then Sonic's friend joined, and then Randy joined.
Yeah.
And apparently there was an entire table.
Yeah.
So we decided, like, you know what? Let's go get some wings. You know what? I feel like eating some wings.
Yeah, let's go have a good time. And if anybody who has a plate, make sure if you're gonna eat it, make sure you don't confuse it for something else. I ate something I thought it was gonna be a chicken strip, turned out to be a fried pickle. And I look like an idiot.
You gotta put that hashtag in our chat for the stream.
You gotta, and also you gotta put that it's in reverse. It's in mirror.
It's in reverse.
Yeah, it's mirrored. Deacon. Sorry, bro. If you can mirror the image, go ahead. Anyway, so
I can't.
So unfortunately, this year for 2024, so it's kind of interesting. So we were watching the Royal Rumble on Saturday. The few days before, WWE announced that Raw was going to move to Netflix in this huge blockbuster deal starting in 2025. I think they were getting $5 billion or something like that.
I believe they are. Yes, it is a 10-year deal with like a 5-year, like, all right, fuck renewal. This, we're out clause.
Yeah, so like a renewal. So that was supposed to be that week. The Royal Rumble is like one of the biggest shows of the year. Unfortunately, well, not really unfortunately, actually, this is big. This is actually one of the most important things for the WWE right now. A lawsuit was released on Thursday accusing Vince McMahon. I think we could also mention the other parts of the party, basically, right? Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and the WWE for sex trafficking. Am I correct?
So, okay, so I have been So
I believe
it's a
bribery.
lawsuit allegation against Vince McMahon
Mhm.
for hiring an employee
Yeah.
for the sole purpose of having sex with her.
Mhm.
Him and John Laurinaitis would like lock her in a closet and force her to have sex.
Yeah.
Not only that, he pawned her off
Mhm.
to
Jesus.
other employees of the company.
Yeah.
Now,
So here's the thing. Let me add to that. So originally, so he had her. We already know the names of the person filing suit, which is Janelle Grant, the former employee. He made her sign an NDA, which he promised to pay her $3 million in basically hush money. So far, he only made $1 million. He hasn't paid the rest. So she went in with the lawsuit. But a lot has happened since that lawsuit that said the NDAs are pretty much like useless. That's the best way I could describe it.
it was a breach of contract because he stopped paying her.
Mhm. So there was a lot happened that Thursday. And then that Friday, which is the Friday before the Royal Rumble, Slim Jim, which is a known sponsor for the WWE, who used to do, WCW with Macho Man back in the day, they announced they were suspending their sponsorship with the WWE because they were aware of the allegations of all this stuff. So basically, later that night, Vince McMahon released a statement saying, "I have resigned from TKO and from WWE." Basically, he resigned. And then later that on the Saturday before the Royal Rumble, Slim Jim came out that said, "Okay, yeah, we're still back on. All right, no problem." But that's not the end of it, you know. So it's been almost a week? It's about to be 2 weeks since this lawsuit was announced, and there's a lot of stuff in that lawsuit. If you haven't read it, it's just a heads up for everybody out there. It's a lot of content warning because there could be some details we'll give in that could be traumatizing, etc. All that stuff.
It's very long. It's very graphic.
It's very disturbing.
detailed.
Yeah.
And the name dropping.
There's only 2 name drops though. It's only Vince McMahon and John. Let's put it out
What
there.
about Brock?
Okay, hold on. Let me about that part. Okay, so people are saying, "Oh, Brock's not mentioned." Okay, so Brock is mentioned on the Wall Street Journal article, but not in the lawsuit. However, the lawsuit, and based on the timeline, it says former UFC heavyweight champion. There's a lot of people who were saying, "Oh, it was Matt Riddle." Matt Riddle was not a heavyweight champion. The timelines kind of add up too, because this is allegedly the only reason Brock came back at SummerSlam 2021. I think one of the perks was this woman. That's why people are asking, "Oh, what about Brock? What happened to that stuff?" So people wondering, "Oh, wasn't Brock supposed to be in the Royal Rumble?" Yes, he was. He was actually supposed to be part of the Royal Rumble, and since he got replaced by Braun Breaker at the Royal Rumble, and since then they pretty much scrubbed him out of the 2K Supercard mobile game. Basically, they removed him out of there. People are asking about if they're going to remove him in 2K24. I don't know. We don't know yet. The game is about to come out in a few weeks. I don't know if they're going to remove him. So that's pretty much what we could tell about Lesnar's involvement. So it's just allegedly. It's not like it's confirmed or anything like that. So we're just
right.
Give a heads up.
It's a very strong belief that it's Brock Lesnar, but swerve, it's Ronda Rousey.
No, I mean, well, you could say Ronda, but she did come out and she did tweet about something that was really interesting. After the resignation of Vince this past week, last week she tweeted out how the first time he resigned. So here's a little bit. I'm sorry, we're switching out, but we got to give the full detail.
So Vince McMahon. So just to share some context with people, because we do have just to share with some of the viewers that are watching that don't know what's going on, because there are some people joining the stream that are just they're not really in the know.
Mm-hmm.
But Vince McMahon, let's share a little bit of history about Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon he was the CEO and majority owner of the WWE. And eventually he did step aside running the company, not as owner.
Yeah.
He said,
so
Okay.
it was in 2022. So this happened in the summer of 2022. There were these allegations from the Wall Street Journal did come out, these allegations about hush money. So there was an investigation going on that he was using the company's money to pay off some of the women to, keep quiet. I think it was like in the range of like $15-17 million. And
I'm still here, by the way.
yeah, no worries. So
I thought this all started like when the Plane Ride from Hell episode of Dark Side of the Ring debuted.
this was like, well, there's probably more stories out there about that, because this actually goes all the way back into the late 80s. There was a referee who was a female referee. I forgot Rita. I forgot her last name. Her first name is Rita. She actually publicly discussed that Vince had sex with her like without consent, none of that stuff, and he actually paid her hush money and all that stuff. So in July of 2022, all these allegations were coming out thanks to the Wall Street Journal. They were reporting about it. Apparently $15-17 million of the company was used to pay this off. And then in July of 2022, Vince announced his retirement. So to basically step aside, and then his daughter Stephanie became the CEO. And then a few months later, he essentially got back up in power to merge with the Endeavor, which is the company that owns UFC, to form TKO.
We got another guest coming on the show. We want to give a warm introduction to one half of one of the biggest upcoming podcasts on the internet. Jeremy from the Fusion Ha podcast.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
Bro, I've been DMing you guys.
We can't hear you.
Oh no, your microphone.
You might need to check the settings because we can't. So there should be like a little gear where you can adjust the settings. I see it on your phone. You hear that? Deacon Rap's already admitting that he's been sliding into their DMs.
Yes. I've been in your DMs. I like you guys.
Oh, no. Mic's still off, yeah.
Oh God, my girlfriend's watching.
It's
Never mind.
Valentine's Day, by the way.
Yeah.
Also, you might be on mute too.
Yeah, he's probably on mute, I think.
Wait, who might be on mute?
No, well, think about it. Who would be on mute right now? Who's on mute right now?
We can't. It's you, Deacon. We can't hear you at all.
Yeah, he's hear him right now.
Oh,
I was gonna say I'm only on mute because I'm eating a burrito. Wow! Don't call me out like this.
No, it's okay.
Wait, is it? Wait. Is it from Taco Bell?
No.
Never mind.
While we're waiting, I guess.
Hello, bunny.
Are we becoming like a true crime podcast for like professional wrestling?
Nah, not really.
Nah,
we're trying to. This
What
is
a way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just right now, it's just a lot to process going on, especially a lot of stuff. Like a lot of people have already gave their thoughts on it and all that situation.
So let's talk about, because I've been listening to, I listened to Teddy Long, I listened to Jim Cornette, I listened to Conrad Thompson and whatever, and Eric Bischoff. I've listened to Booker T talk about it. I've listened to all kinds of people talk about it. I've listened to a lot of people, and this is not an easy thing to talk about, because this is hard. Going to destroy.
This is easily. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Goku. I just want to say this is easily one of the most important. This could be a game. This is a big change. This is a big moment for the WWE. Not in a good way. Absolutely not. Because this is right now. This is like a situation where it's really hard to talk about. Because later we're gonna talk about the response from the people in WWE about this whole situation, because some of them, if anything, they really didn't really. I don't know. It's just really bad answers. That's the best way to describe it.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and try again with our very special guest. He is one half of the Fusion Hub podcast. Please give a warm welcome to the one, the only Jeremy.
What's going on, y'all?
Can you hear us?
That's right. We can hear you this time.
Can you hear us?
The first time that was a warm up.
But we can hear ourselves, so that's
That's cool. What's going on, man?
What's
Yeah,
going
man.
on?
Long time no see from Frontier, man.
Yeah, man, it's been a hot minute, man.
yeah. How you been, man?
Earpiece, man. See if I can he got better. So forgive me, if it get dark outside. Hold on.
We're going on a journey with him.
I know, right? I am not
Spiritual
really
formation.
prepared for a lot of stuff. I apologize for that, y'all.
Nah, you're fine. It's okay.
Shoot, this is like the volume's low and everything, so it's kind of dark. I'm so sorry about this. Very professional.
I think it's how the
like
horror
this.
movie started.
Hold up real quick. Shoot. Dang. I'm so sorry.
Nah,
you
you're
are
good.
fine.
You're good.
You are
You're good. This happens all the time because
that's what makes that's our gimmick. That's our wrestling gimmick.
that's right. Technical difficulties. We should actually have a show called Technical Difficulties.
There you go.
Yeah, go. See if I can check something real quick when he said. Sorry, y'all.
Jesse,
What's up?
it should be your show technical difficulties. Once we got everything fixed, that's the end of the show.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, once
There you go.
everything's done, it's like, all right, that's the end of the show, guys. Thank you for joining us. No, we're kidding. We're kidding. That's not the end of this show.
Nah, we're just,
So I've been listening to just to kind of Jeremy's here. We're gonna let him get situated. So just to kind of talk a little bit, like this is something everyone's talking about.
yeah.
Like Netflix is weighed in on it. Slim Jim weighed in on it. They were gonna suspend advertisements. Everyone has weighed in on the situation. TKO, the parent company of the WWE and UFC, weighed in on the situation.
Yeah, they did. So what they said was this was going on before we got involved. So right now they're investigating as well.
Guys, there's a lot of echoey coming from Fusion Hard side.
My bad. I'm trying to fix everything, and oh my god.
You gotta
just take your phone off of speakerphone.
Okay, I'm trying to.
I think he's trying to get a headset going.
Man, I ain't get to ruin your show like that.
No, it's okay.
You're good. It happens to us all the time.
We have a. So I'm gonna take you off for now, and we have a little chat. So whenever you're ready, let me know.
Okay. Yeah, let me test drive all this stuff, and I'll come right back. I'm super sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
You're good. You're good, man.
It's A-okay.
All right.
Anyway, you were saying Goku?
So here's the thing. Everyone has talked about the situation. We've already, like, people that don't know. So John Laurinaitis is somebody that worked for the company for maybe 15, 20 years.
He was the talent at one point he was talent relations for the WWE. Basically, he was Vince McMahon's right-hand guy. He was a yes man, he was a stooge. Basically, the insults are very deserving, especially after hearing all this.
Well, they say yes man, stooge. He was
the right-hand guy.
He was, stooge is a wrestling term. He would literally everybody, like Jim Cornette talks about him. He's like, oh, this guy would sit in the bathroom and go through underwear catalogs and hire the women on there to be wrestlers because he thought, because the story is not remember, none of this is actually confirmed. All we know for sure that is confirmed is that John Laurinaitis is being accused of getting involved with this woman. Now he has come forward and said that he is also a victim. Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah,
and don't worry, guys. We're gonna talk about everything. We're gonna talk about the Vince shit. We're gonna talk about John Laurinaitis.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about Brock Lesnar. We're gonna talk about The Rock.
Yeah, and
we're gonna talk about Cody.
Yeah, this whole situation, because if anything, people are already saying, "Oh, what they did on Friday was just a distraction from us to not talk about the lawsuit anymore," even though it's not working. Let's be honest.
Right, and so. Somebody in the comment section, if you're watching Monday Night Raw, if you can give us updates on what the fuck is going on right now.
Let me give you a quick one because someone told this to me. They're already they were actually booing in the beginning of the show because they were showing the recap from Friday, and also they were chanting "Rocky sucks" during the promo.
Yeah, it's already getting to that point.
Yeah, and someone said, "Hey, someone handed out these We Won Cody's these little papers." That
I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah, someone said that. I was like, "Okay, this is
all right." Three times the charm. Can you hear us?
I know. Yeah, I can hear y'all.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
I'm so
yes,
sorry.
celebration.
My bad, guys.
Nah, you're good, bro.
Yeah, I ain't in deep conversation. I apologize.
Nah, you're fine. No, you're good.
Okay.
No, Sonic. I think this quote. Really fits well with what you just said. Rocky Maivia is a lot of things, but sucks isn't one of them.
Well, I feel like so. Actually, this is why I'm going to bring that up later. So you'll see. Just remind me of that quote because I'm going to bring it up later.
So we're also just to kind of wrap up what I was saying. We're going to talk about The Rock. We're going to talk about Cody Rhodes, and we're going to talk about the hashtag We Want Cody.
Yeah, this weekend on Twitter, that was trending all weekend, and so it's really interesting. But first, we're still gonna talk about this whole lawsuit situation because the way some of the people within WWE handled it, like people were asking questions about him. I don't know. Some of them were like, okay, yeah, you should have better off just canceling, not saying anything, or you could have just commented the way not that way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I guess if you won't, can we talk? I just want to give my thoughts on the whole thing. That part.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so after the Royal Rumble, they did a press conference, which I'm sure y'all know what I'm going to say about this here. So Triple H goes on the stage. He talks about like, oh, this is the biggest Royal Rumble we've done. This is the biggest and all that stuff, right? All the big business mumbo jumbo. And when he goes to questions and answers, one of them immediately asks him about the allegations. So the way Triple H answered this question, so I'll just shorten it. And I quote, I want to focus on the positives. Personally, that was not the way to go. I feel like he was trying to dodge the question so much. If anything, if I was him, I would have said, I can't comment it at the moment. It's a legal situation. When I have enough information, I could discuss it. That's all he had to say. Or at least that should have been the first thing addressed at the press conference. I don't know. That's my thoughts on how Triple H handled it. It was like really dumb of him to handle the way he did, honestly.
I don't disagree with that at all.
No, I don't disagree at all either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very professional how you word that.
Yeah.
At first, I was kind of like, even my wife was kind of like, well, what they expect, but then it's like, nah, that as a professional, somebody in a higher position that he is in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so,
those words were simple and to the point, and you know what I'm saying? That's how it should be.
And based on this on the comments here, they said, yeah, there's a rumor that Stephanie knew about this. There's rumors that other people knew about this. If anything, I'm not saying he knew about this, but I have this gut feeling Triple H may know a bit of it. But I will say this. There was a report that came out when all this lawsuits came out. The reason Shane McMahon one of the main reasons that Shane left in the mid 2000s was because of Vince. Apparently, allegedly, Vince wanted him to be, hey, you want to do this you basically do all this debauchery and all that stuff. And Shane wanted no part of it to the point he would call him out in front of the executives. Like, hey, my father's doing this. What the hell is going on? Basically like that. So basically, if anything, Shane probably was trying to warn people, I guess.
I wouldn't put it past him, no.
All right, just real quick, I want to acknowledge something that we didn't get to acknowledge before, but the Lunar New Year.
Your tribal chief?
No.
Well,
hey, you threw it out there, man. You threw it out there.
The Lunar New Year's, which is this Saturday. Don't forget, guys.
So anybody celebrating the Year of the Dragon?
Right. Just to kind of, so there's a lot of rumors and speculation out there as to what is going on. It is being investigated, but you also have to keep in mind that the way, if you go and read the actual lawsuit and allegation, not a lot of people are actually in the know about what was going on. Like, because he would force her to go, like, there is a chance he sent her to you know what how is it like when you kind of like the girl, it's kind of like I saw it in a movie where like they're in Vegas and the girls were like hitting on the guys, but it turns out they were prostitutes or something like that.
Seducing?
What if she forced her to seduce them and then like sleep with them?
I can see it.
That's a hypothetical, everybody. Just letting y'all know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, because we don't know all the details.
I mean, like, have any of you guys ever seen the 9 Lives of Vince McMahon?
Yeah. So, oh, you mean
No, I'm
so?
not.
No. Well, I will. Well, before I let you know, Deacon. So, if people wondering what's the 9 Lives of Vince McMahon is, it's a Vice documentary that if anything, honestly, like the first like 80% of it is just Dark Side of the Ring clips. That's all that it was, honestly. Looking back, that's all it was. It was like, oh, they recap basically Dark Side of the Ring greatest hits. That's all it kind of was, basically. And then they added the information about the 2022 scandal that pretty much led to Vince's retirement. Now that we know of.
Yeah, and then with the 2006 scandal, knowing what's going on now, it's like I'm honestly not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back some of the Attitude Era segments and promos involving Vince, yeah, now I was like, okay, knowing what we know now, is like,
I mean, kind of, and not to joke about it, it's kind of like, well, duh, like look how this guy. You know what they say about wrestlers, like their wrestling persona is like themselves magnified, basically.
yeah, some of them is like Vince is like on TV what he's like 11 times more.
Exactly. And like the whole Trish Stratus, like, now get on your knees and bark like a dog, stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's strange. It's like when this came out, I was kind of like, but come on, guys, did we don't expect this? It's just once you read like the text messages and I ain't read all 67 pages, but Jesus Christ, that stuff is gnarly, man.
Yeah,
That was alleged, and these allegations that's put out there. It's crazy.
So keep in mind, guys, before we're going to keep talking about this, there's a lot to talk about, and you can't really cover this in just 2 hours.
Jesus,
but keep in mind that as of right now, these are only allegations.
Mhm.
Now, there's a lot of evidence pointing towards Vince McMahon being guilty, but as of right now, in the court of law, he is still innocent until they can prove him guilty. Now, with that being said, the judgment of your peers in the eyes of your peers, he's
done.
guilty.
He's done. Yeah, he's basically. And another thing too, I want to add to this. I forgot about this story, but a couple of months ago, the feds actually raided Vince McMahon's house. So that's another thing too is to keep in mind. But yeah, like we said earlier, yeah, you may not say legally, but like outside of it, nah, he's done. Vince is done. I don't think there's no recovering from this. Basically,
yeah, he's radioactive right now, man. Yeah, he is radioactive. Nobody wants to touch him.
Nah, and the fact that the man's almost will turn 79 in August, I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. It's
right.
It's
let's just say like this. Even if let's just say that there is no. Let's just say the allegation is like this is. I'm not saying it's bullshit, but let's just say that for some reason
there's a lot of obviously a lot of questions about it.
Yeah. Right. Let's just say like none of this happened. Right. Let's say Vince McMahon decided to just retire for no fucking reason, just whatever. I'm old. Fuck this place. Vince McMahon does not own the fucking company anymore. He's not a majority stockholder.
It's not. He doesn't own it anymore. It's pretty much Ari Emanuel, which is the head of Endeavor. So basically, Ari Emanuel pretty much owns it. And if anything, this upcoming WrestleMania will be the first one where McMahon does not own the WWE. This is going to be TKO's first WrestleMania.
Yeah, like this Royal Rumble was the
first. You're right.
Their first, yeah. And it's very telling. But another thing too is that Ari Emanuel, he's made a statement saying out like, oh, if there's more of this coming out, we're gonna basically Ari Emanuel is not a guy to mess with because his daughter works with TKO. So of course for him to protect his family too, in a way of like, okay, he doesn't want any more incidents like this, like to happen, all that stuff. And let's see, I'm just gonna read a little bit more here.
Well, as you do that, man, I've heard he's like ruthless when it comes to business. Like he will eradicate any of like trace of what per se this happened. He will eradicate.
Can you blame him though?
Oh, of course, it's business, baby. You got to. You mess up the
money talks, bullshit walks.
There it is.
And it's funny you mentioned that because that's how pretty much the whole Slim Jim thing. It wasn't until Slim Jim suspended that Vince McMahon said hours later, it's like, oh yeah, I'm resigning. I'm like, oh really? It took Slim Jim saying they're gonna suspend your sponsorship to actually
of course.
There's only one
A
thing
car.
that man gives a shit about. There's
Money.
only one thing, you know.
Himself.
Now there it is. I like that.
$7.
Well, I hope not
Not
simp
the
bucks,
simp
but okay.
bucks, not the simp bucks, but money. Fuck, that didn't really translate.
Yeah,
that
that's really bad. Yeah, that's
Hey,
really
be like
bad.
Womp.
Yeah,
I fucked
well,
up, but
yeah,
yeah,
that's
no,
really bad.
No, we get you though. We got you.
no. I mean, like, think about it though, because he's running like, oh, like it's like the people are like, oh, he's just part of this greedy corporation. They just care about money. They don't give a shit. This company is employing thousands and thousands of people.
Mhm.
People, they look at the talent. You look at the UFC fighters and you look at the wrestlers and you think that's it.
No,
That's
it's
all
more
you
to
need
that.
to run a company.
There's a lot more. There's the merchandise, there's the
Mm.
social medias, there's the
Yep.
negotiation with sponsors and business, for example, like for the games, for
But let's go even
Mattel.
lower than that. Let's look at like the freight drivers that drive the equipment.
Mhm.
Let's look at the people that run the monitors, the
the ring
cable,
crew.
the ring crew,
Yeah,
the people that
tech.
manage the cables, the guy that manages the music.
Producers.
You think
Yep.
Vince McMahon was back there with a keyboard and a mouse going, all right, let me go ahead and jumpstart his music.
No, that was Jimmy Hart, bro.
Yeah, but Jesse, let's not forget corporate headquarters, the people who work in the corporate office.
Exactly.
You know,
Titan Tower, yeah.
they have
Titan
they
Tower.
have cafeteria workers in the corporate office. They have janitors in the corporate office. They have people who they've never been to a live wrestling show ever, but they work at the corporate office.
There are people that worked for they weren't Titan Towers after they became WWE, but you're right. There are people that worked for WWE that didn't even realize they were working for a wrestling company. Let me tell you why. WWE also owned Tap Out. They owned 50% of Tap Out.
Mhm.
They were also a real estate company. If you guys didn't know that.
Mhm.
That's news to me. I did not know that.
I actually
lie.
looked up at one point because I was curious because I heard they owned Tap Out. I looked it up. They owned 50% of Tap Out. That's why they were wearing the Tap Out shit after a while.
Mhm.
And then I found out they're a real estate company as well. They buy up proper, like all these businesses, McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A,
Yep.
they buy real estate and then they franchise. They put, because they own the land that you're putting the business on top of. So that's how they control it still. Like, I mean, if you ever seen the movie The Founder, I know I'm getting a little bit off topic, but if you ever never seen the movie The Founder, I recommend watching it. But like, look at WWE. It is it is a huge corporation that makes tons of money that employs hundreds of thousands of people. Maybe that's a little too much. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but
tens of thousands. We'll say that.
Tens of thousands. Like, you got the people that make the DVDs. You got people that, give out the tickets. Like,
yeah,
whatever.
Like a lot of they work with a lot. They work with, it's not just that. Also, like I said, the sponsors. Like Slim Jim, 2K, Mattel, who makes their figures and some of their products. That's another thing.
The graphic designers.
Yeah, design. Yeah, basically.
The lady who sews all the costumes.
Yeah, the seamstress. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody found the lawsuit.
Yeah, the lawsuit is. Oh, dude, this thing is. So, if people wondering what's the lawsuit, how long this thing was, 67 pages.
Yep, exactly to the number. 67 pages.
67 pages.
They have student interns at headquarters.
Yeah, it makes
sense.
sense.
They do. They have interns. Yeah.
A lot of businesses have interns. So it's interesting that the lawsuit, if you haven't, if you could post a link to the lawsuit, that'd be very much appreciated, so we can share it with everybody. But there's a lot, and we're gonna get into more. There's still a lot.
I found it actually. I found a PDF.
My bad, because I was trying to make sure I had the Vince pop sitting on the background. I was like, oh shit, do I got that up right here? Woo, that'd be bad. That'd be bad taste, guys. That's bad taste. My bad. I just looked at it.
You're good, bro.
Yeah, I actually found the PDF of the lawsuit. Okay. So basically, this is a 67-page lawsuit.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, so this is in the beginning.
It's a good read. It's something to read while you're, getting ready for bed, sleeping on the toilet.
Nah,
I'm not sleeping on the toilet.
No, we can't. No, we can't be joking.
No, I'm serious. I actually do.
No, he's talking about a good read.
No, yeah, I understand.
But
yeah, if you want to scroll through what we're talking about, because there's a lot in this lawsuit, and it's really like people ask me, oh, where's the evidence? Well, there's text evidence. There's a lot of quotes and all that. Yeah, I'm already reading some of this, man. Rereading it again, it's just pretty disgusting.
Pretty
So let's talk a little bit about John Laurinaitis. John Laurinaitis.
I wanted to land on that. Please talk. I want to hear
Yeah.
this.
So John Laurinaitis' lawyer did release a statement saying that John Laurinaitis himself is also a victim and was forced to commit such heinous acts by Vince McMahon, his boss, if for fear of being terminated or being, fired, as he would say. So it's an entire bullshit statement. So I was listening to it. I was listening to Jim Cornette talk about it. They were reading it out loud. I listened to it, and Jim Cornette said that it was a load of bullshit.
Basically,
and I 100% agree.
So in a way, in a way, basically he's doing. So this is the easiest way to say it. Basically, in a way, he's throwing Vince under the bus, and he's using the devil made me do it excuse. That's the best way I could describe it.
And you know what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Actually, go ahead.
No, because I actually heard the Cornette thing this morning. I know that was released like a day or two ago. But when I first heard about it, like a couple of days prior to that, I was like, "Oh, now hold up." Because if you read some of the statements on the 67-page, plaintiff statement, it was like they took turns doing some stuff. I know y'all on YouTube / Twitch, but like the dreaded R word. Let's say it like that, right?
Yeah.
Johnny's on there too. Because remember, it's Vince.
They did some essay on that.
Yeah.
There we go. We'll say it like that. So yeah, essay. That was the word. Essay. I apologize. So
just to kind of interrupt a bit, you can't say the R word, but you can say grape.
Yeah, it's weird to say.
Rather not risk it.
Right. No, if you have to give it, like, I would rather you just say you can say sexual assault, but you can't say the R word. So like I would rather you say sexual assault, but if you have to kind of like emphasize on it, the word grape. This is something that I learned it's a technique that I learned while watching other podcasts. So you can definitely say sexual harassment though. Sexual assault, sexual harassment. You can definitely say sexual assault.
Roger that. Will do. But to return on that, it's like how did
shit?
What's wrong?
He's reading.
He was sharing pornographic content of Miss Grant with the TV production team?
Yeah, with the tech team.
Yeah.
Yep. Like 12 people. If I'm quoting that correctly.
So keep in mind, guys, that Vince McMahon was so he forced her to send images, videos of all kinds of things, right?
Yeah.
Keep in mind that the people he shared those with might not have known what was going on. Like there are times when people get nudes and they will just share it with their fucking friends for some goddamn reason. And it really goes both ways. I know women that do that shit and I know men that do that shit. Is it right? Fuck no. But does not really fall in the same lines as sexual assault. He could have lied and say, "Oh, look what she's sending me. Look at this shit." That's literally what he fucking could have said. Remember, you got to understand that it's not all like we don't know all the details just yet. People are still going through it. They're investigating. If Vince McMahon is found guilty, he could face jail time.
Yeah.
Just for the trafficking part alone, really give him hot water.
I think also like I know they want to try to reach like a settlement on this, but if like I said before, if they go to trial on this, it's the floodgates will open. That's
he's already being investigated.
I know, but if they want to go with, because the lawyer of Miss Grant came out saying, she did an interview recently saying that, I actually have inboxes and people come into my office. They want to tell their side of the story. So that's the thing. And it's not, and for people asking, this is just about the money and all that, it's not really about the money, because according to her lawyer, her attorney, they said she doesn't want to do it just for a settlement. What she wants is for the culture to change within WWE. Like that's pretty much her main goal. That's why she made this lawsuit basically. So Jace gave us a little update on Raw, which we're going to talk about later. The crowd was chanting "Rocky sucks" during a Seth Cody promo.
Yeah.
So,
that promo didn't last long, by the way.
We're gonna talk about that later because this is kind of related to this in a way.
Right. It's all connected because the internet right now is on fire. Trending number 1 right now is we want Cody with The Rock. The video of The Rock accepting Cody's spot at WrestleMania in the main event against Roman Reigns.
Yeah. So here's the context in case any people wondering. So at the Royal Rumble, Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble for the second year in a row. On Friday, he was going to make a decision about whether to face Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins for their championships at WrestleMania. Cody goes in, he cuts a promo. He goes there Friday night. For some fucking reason, he says, "Oh, that's the belt I do want, Roman, but I am facing you, just not at WrestleMania." And then out comes The Rock. He gets a big ovation. And then after that, a lot of people were just questioning that decision because not only did it make Cody look like a total idiot, it kind of buried Roman's promo before that, kind of like, in a way, kind of like buried the World Heavyweight title and buried Seth Rollins in a way. Because he was saying, "Hey, Seth Rollins?" And the crowd didn't respond. And he was like, "Yeah, exactly." I'm like, Jesus, just buried this.
He said no pop. Yeah,
no pop at all.
He said no pop. I was like, oh wow.
Fucking
the mic drop moment for me was just like, yeah, that's right. I'm here less than you. I'm here 10 times less than you, and I make 10 times more money.
Yeah. Do you want workhorse money or do you want tribal chief money? And I'm like,
that's
I ain't gonna lie, that's a bar.
A great line. That's a great line. But for me, it was just like the way, I don't know, just the way they did that segment. And another thing too, there's these reports coming out that that the reason The Rock wanted this is because apparently not only the reason is because he joined the board of directors, but also apparently there's a report saying he wants to go over in the match at WrestleMania. And if you're wondering what going over means win the match.
Yeah, we'll get a little bit more into that.
And it's pretty much adding more to the and it's kind of like people wondering, oh, is that the reason why he took the board of directors job at TKO? I'm like, well, now you think about it, probably did.
Right, I maybe. Just to kind of, we're gonna go into a little bit more detail. But just to share, here's something as of last night, the video where The Rock accepts Cody Rhodes' spot at WrestleMania was the most disliked video in WWE history on YouTube. It had more than 500,000 dislikes with less than 100,000 likes. It is their most disliked video, and like of all time on YouTube. It's even like nothing else comes close. Nothing like this is.
This is I feel like they kind of screwed up. They really screwed this up really bad. It's because here's the thing with The Rock. The Rock said, they wanted to do this match for years. They've been wanting to do this since like 4 or 5 years now. Actually, originally they were going to do it at 37 in Tampa, but obviously COVID and all that stuff. So Vince wanted to wait. They're like, okay, how about we do it in Dallas? Rock didn't do it in Dallas. They were going to do it last year. They were so close to doing it, this close. And then Rock was like, oh, we're putting our pencils down. We want to come up with some big idea for it. And you wait until when this guy clearly has an obvious story and you decided, hey, I'm gonna throw a wrench in that plans and I'm just gonna put myself into that. It's like, I don't know.
This sounds very Hulk Hogan bash at the beat 2000-y.
I feel like and with all the reports coming out that he essentially politicked his way into this match. And it's funny because Rock made this excuse like, oh, well, this is going to save WrestleMania because Punk is out with an injury. Brock is pretty much got Benoit at this moment. And
he ain't lying.
He claimed, and then Rock's like, oh, this is going to save WrestleMania. WrestleMania doesn't need to be saved. They sold over 90,000 tickets for both nights. They don't need 10 years ago, yeah, they could have needed you, but now with the roster they have and the main event,
Hold on.
potential-
10 years
on.
ago, we did get him.
Hold on. Let me go ahead and share this real quick. This is a clip. I'm not going to share the actual video, but I will share the sound, and hopefully I don't get flagged by YouTube
of what? You gotta tell us what it is.
You might get flagged off of YouTube.
for
Yeah,
the sound. Fuck.
yeah.
Never mind then. Never mind.
What was it?
It was Raw.
Oh, Raw earlier. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, no, you
don't-
do not play around. Don't
They don't
do
play
it.
with
Don't
that.
do it.
So
It is pretty. I'm watching, so I'm looking at the clip right now because I was curious as to what is going on because this is still developing, guys. This all just happened like Friday.
last Friday. And here's another thing too. On Thursday, they're doing a press conference in Las Vegas about this. So
Yes.
that's another thing too. And it's supposed to be for the public. So that's going to be interesting how that's going to play out. Because this whole, I don't know, it's a shitty situation because you
So
have
many
a story.
things.
I feel like, and people are like, "Oh my god, the Triple H, what an idiot! Why would he do this? This is something Vince would have done." Realistically, this is something he would have done. But no, hearing the stories and all that's allegedly all the stories, I'm like, The Rock just became one of the fucking most egotistical people in the last few years. And people are like, "Well, this is gonna be box office attraction." Dude, what box office, bro? People watch shit through streaming. There's no pay-per-view like buys or anything like that anymore. And if you want to talk about box office and The Rock, how did Black Adam do?
Low
How
blow.
did it not? How did
Yeah.
Jungle Cruise do?
How did Jungle Cruise do? And it was so weird because if someone said this to me, and I kind of agree with them a little bit, the last few years kind of exposed how fragile The Rock is. Because the DC universe, he did the whole Black Adam thing, and he was like, "Oh, I don't want to be an adversary to Shazam. I want to be an adversary to Superman." And what happened? The DC universe essentially got died, and now it's rebooting again. And then he was beefing with some of the Fast and the Furious casts and all the whole plans with Fast and the Furious. And now he knows that Hollywood, he's starting to lose some of that bit of power, and he knows he's going to go back to the place that he knows. Oh, I'm going to get loved. I'm going to get universally and all that stuff, which is the WWE. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what The Rock is thinking right now. And for the people out there who wants to see Rock versus Roman, let me ask you a question. Do you think, if you think a guy 10 years ago facing Cena, tearing like a bunch of had to rebuild him and blowing up a bunch of his muscles during that match with Cena at WrestleMania 29, and he was 42, how do you think he's going to go at 52?
So you're telling me, Sonic, hold on, let me get this straight. So you're telling me that you don't want to see a near senior citizen man who gets winded after a single clothesline compete at WrestleMania in the main event for 8 full minutes, whose entrance is going to probably take 10 minutes.
For the championship.
For the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, which is just being called the WWE Championship at this point.
Yeah, might as well just call it that. And for the people out there, another thing too, people are talking about, oh, Roman should go over because if he wins, he keeps the title to beat Hulk Hogan's record. For anybody out there who still talk about Hulk Hogan's record, there is no record. It's only he's going to go from 4th to 3rd. There is no fucking record. Stop saying Hulk Hogan has a record. The only record there is that Roman Reigns is the longest reigning Universal Champion. That's it. That's the only record. Other than that, I don't know why people are still saying
Hulk Hogan. He's the longest reigning champion in the last 30 years, right?
And people like to use that coin term, the modern era. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But we all know at the end of the day,
I hate that.
Term. It's like kind of overused,
10 years from now, that will be the modern era, and this will be the post Vince era.
Yeah,
because didn't they say the same thing with JBL? They said the same exact words, modern era.
Modern era. They said the same thing with CM Punk. 434 days, the longest reign of the modern era. And even Punk said, "Oh, that was that's another buzzword they like to talk about." I'm like, yeah, they could put it on a T-shirt. Exactly.
Let's not forget about Gunther.
Well, 600. See, so anyway, so like I said, so when people talk about, oh, Hulk Hogan's record, dude, like I said, there is no record. The only record is he goes from number 4 to number 3 if he passes Hulk Hogan. That's it. and most people, and it's kind of weird because they did it. If Roman wasn't part-time, because now he's been part-time for the last 2 years, okay, it's tolerable, but since he's been part-time, it's just I don't know, dude. I can't.
This would never work. So I will play devil's advocate to that real quick.
Yeah.
This reign would never have worked if he was full time.
Mhm.
Because he would have run through everyone within the first 2 years.
Right. Because he started, so people wondering, oh, why is he part-time? Okay, so after WrestleMania 38, he signed a new deal, which basically gave him less dates. So that's the reason he's essentially a part-timer now.
Right, but there's a rumor. Hold on, what's up, Deacon?
Oh no, I gotta head out.
All right, sorry. All right, thank you for joining us.
Peace out, guys.
All right, man.
He's
You
got
take
to
care.
go live stream. He's got to get to work. He's got to go
Do his thing.
tickle. He's got to go tickle his pickle for a nickel. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, so there's a rumor going around. Like none of this is confirmed,
Mhm.
but there's a rumor going around because there's leukemia that also plays a factor into it.
Yeah, because he beat leukemia twice, and obviously his body, when you're fighting, leukemia or any form of cancer, it kind of takes a toll on your body sometimes. You know what I mean?
Right, and so in case he has like another health scare,
Mhm.
it'll give him like it's just that he's not like he's definitely like leaner compared to a few years ago. It could be his dieting, could be more exercise, but he's definitely leaner.
Mhm.
Roman Reigns, like without a shadow of a doubt, will go down as one of the greatest champions of all time in all of professional wrestling. Let's not, whether you like him or hate him, he draws money, he draws a crowd.
Mhm.
He gets people to react to him, boo him, acknowledge him, whatever.
Mhm.
He became the guy. He became the guy they wanted him to be once he became an asshole.
Yeah, because let's remember what he was doing before he turned heel. What was he doing? The dog food thing?
Shit. Yeah, dog
the stupid dog food shit.
Yeah.
And it was to the point where and there's a story that
I
came
know why you're
out.
laughing, by the way.
Yeah, there's a story that came out too. Was that like there was like rumors like, oh, by the way, if you want me to come back, unless you turn me heel, I'm not coming back. So basically, if anything, I'm kind of glad he turned heel. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that was long overdue in a way.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we all wanted. That's why we booed him when he was like fighting Brock at WrestleMania and stuff like that.
Yeah.
On take time. It was like, dude, just become a bad guy. We've seen this time and time and time again. We've seen him just being crammed down our throats by the old establishment. It was like, all right, yeah, we've seen everything he can do as a baby face.
Right.
But
He's definitely a lot better as a heel. Everyone agrees.
Oh,
I never liked him as when he was a babyface. I didn't really like him in the Shield. I thought he was just kind of there. He's great as a heel, like tremendous work, great matches.
Yeah.
But like they tried really hard to make him a carbon copy of John Cena, which by the way is a mistake. You cannot replicate. John Cena was lightning in a bottle. John Cena was legitimately everything they wanted Hulk Hogan to be, but better. Yeah.
I mean, sure, Cena had his moments, Super Cena and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, he was like a model and worker, I guess, in a way, for the company.
Right, because
he didn't get any trouble. He didn't do like any of that stuff. Like
he cheated on his wife. that he was remember he got caught for cheating with Victoria, and he had an affair with Mickey James. They even did a whole like thing on Raw about that. He's like, so the reason why we're talking about all this stuff, guys, because like all the Vince McMahon stuff happened recently. We don't really cover a lot of wrestling stuff because like there's Fusion Ha podcast. They cover that. We also have Propaganda, the wrestling podcast. They cover
Ravens Flock. They help cover that too.
There's a lot of podcasters that cover professional wrestling. Yeah. And so like we didn't want to so it's big Propaganda wrestling podcast, which we did invite. I guess they were interested in coming on, but I guess they couldn't come on today. So, that sucks. There's a lot of wrestling podcasts. There's a lot of people that talk about wrestling. Plus you have the professionals. You got Jim Cornette. I'm sorry. I'm going to piss off a lot of people. I'm a Jim Cornette guy.
Hey, hold on. So am I.
Hey, there we go.
Like for me, I listen to Cornette's clips. I do like his fucking Some like when he gives his thoughts, this is how he laughs at some of the shit.
Oh,
I do listen to Cornette's clips. For me, I listen to a lot. Yeah, like you guys said, I listen to a couple of podcasters as well. I listen to. I want to shout out to the Solomaster. Solomaster Sounds Off on Sundays. He does a podcast dedicated to wrestling, the good, the bad, in between. He's incredible. He talks a lot about this stuff. He gave his thoughts on it because for him, he has a background in PR. So from a PR's perspective, I can I can understand why. If I was Triple H, I wouldn't have said this. If I was Triple H, I would have said that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But this situation with this whole scandal with Vince, and people are like, oh, why are you guys talking about The Rock now? This is a distraction to forget about the loss. No, we're still talking about it. You can't use your whataboutisms on this case. Like we're still going to talk about the lawsuit. We're still going to talk about all these allegations. Yeah, the whole situation with WrestleMania, that's just big too. That's a big deal, but not compared to what's going on behind the scenes with all this stuff, because there's people out there, the safety of those, it's like really, and it's kind of sort of about this whole Vince thing. We've been noticing this the last few weeks. A lot of the people who were in Vince's like circle either retired or gone. John Laurinaitis is gone. Kevin Dunn is gone. Jerry McDivitt, his lawyer who helped him during the steroid trial, retired. It's like something is going on. And,
well, I don't like Kevin Dunn, but at least in his defense, he didn't really do anything stupid.
Well, you would say that, but there is stories that like he could either like, especially with some of the women. So there was a thing, and also there's another thing about John Laurinaitis. In her book, AJ Lee actually said that John Laurinaitis once told her that she wasn't fuckable enough.
Jesus.
God damn it! Who talks like that to an employee? Excuse me, cussing. I mean, I know I cuss, but geez, what the hell?
John Laurinaitis for you, I get.
It's fucked up because John Laurinaitis. I don't want to make light of the situation. I don't want to make fun. I don't want to make jokes. I don't want to make this into like a fucking like we're just taking it lightly. But John Laurinaitis, if you don't know who he is, if you don't know what he sounds like he's always fucking gasping for air. Like
he had a
people power.
Yeah.
Yes,
so imagine someone telling you, "Oh, you're not fuckable enough," like that. Imagine hearing in that voice. It's not. So it's really.
Can we just hold on? Let's just talk about Laurinaitis real quick. Let's just talk about that statement, please, because I really want to get this off the chest. Because I watched Jim Cornette. And I was thinking about it, and I looked it up, and I have to agree. And so John Laurinaitis' lawyer states that he's a victim, that he was forced to have sex with this girl, that he was forced into these actions, that Vince McMahon like strong-armed him into doing. I call bullshit. So you're telling me a senior citizen, not to make jokes, but who looks like they are at death's door, who looks like they are like a fucking villain from one of the old cartoons from the Hanna-Barbera era, forced you, a 6'3", 6'5", 230, 250-pound man who used to be a professional wrestler, who's probably stronger than the average person, who has at least 20 to 25 years younger than your boss. You're telling me that he forced you to do these things. Why the fuck? And then I guarantee you somebody fucking believes him. Let me tell you why. Because people think he's not a bad guy. He said that Vince forced him. I call bullshit. Was Vince there? Was he in the room? Did he make you take advantage of this person? No. Like, why? Like, oh, well, if I didn't do it, then he would have fired me. Now, fuck that.
Okay,
why
sue.
You lie to?
That's what you do. You sue. What the fuck? What are we talking about with this grown ass? This is a grown ass man, right?
Why did
victim? Let me power and all that. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Let me add one more thing to this. He was doing this while his wife, which is Brie and Nikki Bella's their mom, because she's there. That's Laurinaitis is now stepchildren now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Laurinaitis was doing all this while his wife was, dealing with a medical issue. apparently, I believe it was a brain tumor or a cancer or something
Brain
like that.
cancer.
Yeah. So basically, behind her back, her sick-stricken wife, he was doing all this stuff.
Yep. But yeah, he's the victim.
And he claims he's the victim because he knows that if anything, I feel like he's saying this because eventually it wouldn't surprise me if he actually just squeaks like a canary, just like,
oh, tweet. That's all you're gonna do.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna probably do that because he's basically throwing Vince McMahon under the bus, and he's playing the whole the devil made me do it defense, when it's like, dude, like the stuff that's in this lawsuit is fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it's wild as hell. It is.
Why?
Incredibly wild.
Explain to me why. Like, okay, let's say he wanted to, like, let's say he had the girl in there. Why couldn't they, like, if he was so fucking, like, I don't want to do this, why couldn't you just lie to Vince? Was Vince there? Was he in the room? Was he sitting in the corner watching? Probably not. Why couldn't you and that girl just sit there and watch TV or just go to sleep or just go your own separate ways? Why couldn't you just lie to fucking Vince? Or, you know what? Quit the fucking job.
Or sue. Oh, what? He's making me do this. That's not lawful at all. Now, it's
right. Exactly. You could sue the shit out of him. You could quit. I would have, like, it's kind of like Jim Cornette said, like, I showed up and Vince is kicking the shit out of some janitor with the club, and he's like, "Here, take over, or you're fired." Fuck that. I'm gonna quit.
Yeah,
he's got a fucking point. Like, you have to know when to.
Yeah, he could have quit, but at the end, like you said, like, it's all about the money. Like, of course, like he didn't want to lose his job. He didn't want to lose all that stuff. But look what happened now.
I don't even think it's about the money. I think it's more about the power.
And like all that stuff, all the perks, basically.
Of course. To sit there and tell a woman you don't look fuckable at work. The balls.
Like the Bellas were not wrestlers. Like, I don't want to talk about any of the female wrestlers. I don't want to talk about bad about any of them because.
Well, how he found it was like, was that swimsuit magazines? I mean, I'm not like
he probably
their abilities, but like let's talk about John.
Some of them found them through magazines. Some of them,
models.
like, there's a lot of stories about how some of them find these women, how they find them, and it's really sad because seeing this allegations, all this lawsuit the last few weeks, kind of reminded me about what happened to I don't know if you remember this female Ashley Massaro. She was the Diva Search winner. Sadly passed away a few years ago.
Yeah, I remember.
She basically was talking about this kind of stuff and all that, and it's really sad what happened to her. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, getting a little emotional about it because she really was whole life ahead of her. Just for that to happen is really tragic.
She was very young, and unfortunately, she was taken from us at a very young age, and she had a really strong, promising career in front of her. She was definitely the punk rock chick that lives next door that everybody loved. There were some stories floating around that some shit had happened, but now she's no longer here. She passed away, I want to say 2019.
Yeah,
I felt like it was a lot longer. Okay,
damn, me too. It was 2019.
Yeah, I think it was 2019, 2018. I want to say. It was like before.
I thought it was before the draft. The second draft started when they had Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. It's just one giant show.
No, this is like 2019. She passed away. She left the company in 2007, 2008. I would say.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
She left in 2008.
So Vince has been known for being a fucked up individual. He's a prankster. He's a womanizer. He's definitely got some really horrible shit. And like, there's no excusing his actions. No one can.
Yeah, no excuse for his actions. If this lawsuit goes forward, anything like that, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he's done. He's done. I don't see him ever coming back to the WWE. I don't see him ever working in the WWE. If anything, this stink is gonna be with him for the rest of his life.
And just saying, because like remember, all this is alleged. Even if he's proven innocent, he's still Totally.
He's not coming back because
It's like I said, radioactive.
because it's bad for business. Like you want to talk about what's best for business, having him come back because the roster was they felt a lot better when he resigned.
When he
Yep.
first resigned.
Wasn't that like
And-
what was it, a year and a half ago?
It was
That he
it
came
was
back
like
and he came
July
back. Yeah.
July 2020. Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
Looking back, that July 2022 when he first retired, that report
Mhm.
of Brock walking out that day and then coming back
I was
2
hearing
hours
about
later.
that.
Now we know. I was like, whoa, I guess that explains a lot, huh, Brock? That also adds up too.
Yeah, I was
I
hearing
mean,
that too.
we'll definitely
Yeah,
we're gonna wait and see what's said about Brock Lesnar.
yeah.
Now remember,
But
he isn't
Well,
even
hold
mentioned.
on. We're assuming because no name was mentioned, but they
Yeah.
just
Right,
said
I was
a
actually
former.
just about
So-
to mention that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
yeah,
apologize.
so
My-
his name wasn't mentioned in the lawsuit, but on the Wall Street Journal, it kind of heavily implies it's him because based on this lawsuit, so I'm actually here's part of it where people implying that it's him. It says here in March 2020, McMahon began sharing sexually explicit photographs and videos of Miss Grant, including pornographic content he recorded with other men both inside and outside the company, including with members of the television program production tech team, executives, producers, and a world-famous athlete and former UFC heavyweight champion with whom WWE was actively trying to sign a new contract and ultimately did sign the contract. So if people wondering why they talk about Brock, a lot of things kind of line up. March 2020, Brock had that match with Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania at the Performance Center. Empty, right?
Yep.
In SummerSlam 2021, he comes back, with the full beard, the braided hair. In March 2022, on the Pat McAfee show, he did an interview. He said that after WrestleMania 36, he was retired. He was done. He would not have come back. And then he said he came back because Vince offered him a good deal. Kind of a little bit of kind of adds a little bit. And also, like I said in the lawsuit, heavyweight champion. People were assuming, oh, it's Matt Riddle. Oh, it's Ronda Rousey. None of them are in the heavyweight class.
I was thinking, what's his face?
Cain
That's in jail
Velasquez.
now. Yep.
Yeah, Velasquez.
That's what.
That too, but I don't know.
Good
It's just
time.
but like I said in the end of the paragraph, it says here, which ultimately did re-sign the new contract. Cain Velasquez hasn't been back in 4 years. That's another reason.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's why people are thinking about it's him because he got pulled from the Royal Rumble. He's pulled from the 2K Supercard, and there's a rumor that if possible they could remove him from 2K24.
Right. Yes,
Yeah, I was
they
hearing that.
are. So as of right now, officially right now, WWE 2K24 is removing Vince McMahon. Not entirely, but they are trying to remove as much Vince McMahon as possible from the video game, considering the fact that the match, since the video game will have 21 featured matches from
In the 2K
WrestleMania history.
Yeah, but
Ooh.
sadly we only know a couple of matches that are going to be in it. But we don't know the full list, which we're going to know a little bit more because tomorrow they're going to reveal a gameplay trailer of 2K24. So maybe they're going to show us the matches that will be part of it, and we'll see if there's any changes or anything like that. But another thing too is that there's a regular edition, a deluxe edition, and a 40 years of WrestleMania edition of 2K24. And in the cover, it has Brock in it. So I don't know. Maybe they'll replace him. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do it. So we don't know yet what's going on. But that's the reason most people are mentioning Brock in this whole situation because the timelines kind of adds up. So that's another thing. And it's kind of weird because if you think about it, based on what it is, imagine Brock's wife, Sable. Imagine your Sable finding out this whole thing if your husband was involved in all this, knowing that she had a history of suing the WWF at the time for sexual assault. Like you would think, wow, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean?
I think Vince McMahon is very much capable of the actions he's being accused of. I don't doubt in my mind that he was, something is going on. Silva, Crow, and Legacy and Nerd, or anyone that wants to come on, if y'all want to come on, we still got another 37 minutes. We could go a little bit over depending on how our guest feels and our co-host feels. But if you want to come on, let me know. And I can message y'all the links to join the show. But going back to my statement, I can very much see Vince McMahon being 100% guilty of, everything he's being accused of. It's horrible. You look back at, WWE back then, it definitely has like Vince McMahon stank all over it. John Laurinaitis just fucking stank all over it. Okay. Everyone has a daytime job. A lot of us podcasters, we still have regular jobs.
Yeah.
So like that's why, a lot of podcasts usually come on at night, unless you do that for a living, then it's in the middle of the day.
Yeah, or you could just record it and then just edit it and just release it on the day during the day.
Well, like
That's
I don't know
what
if
I
you noticed,
do.
like
do.
a lot of podcasts nowadays are now going live. Like I was watching Booker T's earlier today, and that was live. I was
Yeah,
watching
you doing
the
more of
Pat,
that now.
Pat McAfee's show. That's not a podcast, but that's live. Pat McAfee also briefly I don't think he talked about the Vince stuff, but he did mention the Cody Rhodes Rock stuff. And we will get more into that. But with Vince McMahon goes, as this story progresses, we will report on it every time there's an update. As of right now, all we know is that it hasn't gone to trial just yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's it is being investigated. Vince McMahon could possibly face jail time, even if the allegation, even if he does have a settlement with the
plaintiff.
He could still be investigated by the FBI for sex trafficking, which could also land him in jail. There's a lot going on right now. The story's still developing. We don't have all the information. We just have what's public as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, we keep mentioning this, but it's very important, guys, to know that Brock Lesnar is not named in the lawsuit. He was named in the Wall Street Journal, and it was assumed
heavily applied.
It is heavily applied that it's Brock Lesnar. Fingers are all pointing at Brock Lesnar. As of right now, Brock Lesnar is no longer involved with any WWE plans going forward.
Yeah.
He will not be in any video games going forward. He will not be mentioned as of right now. Could he be getting the Chris Benoit treatment? That waits to be seen. As far as Vince McMahon goes, though, he will be getting the Chris Benoit.
He'll likely be scrubbed from everything, basically.
Jimmy Snuka treatment. The Jimmy Snuka treatment. People call it the Chris Benoit treatment, but it's originally the Jimmy Snuka treatment.
Or if we don't want to make jokes about it, we could just, or any references, we could just say he's being scrubbed.
Well, I mean, that's not really I don't consider that a joke at all. Honestly.
I know, but I
Yeah.
messed up. I said joke. I said a reference. There you go. I was like,
right. So for those of you that don't know, Jimmy Snuka was found guilty he murdered his girlfriend, pretty much.
Yeah, basically all that stuff that happened, and then as he got older, that's when like a lot of cases come out. He was like, I don't remember nothing, brother.
Yeah, he had dementia, didn't he?
Yeah, he was suffering.
Towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end, it was like, well, he was gonna die. I know it's kind of morbid to say this, but like he was gonna die anyway.
Right. Yeah, that's yeah.
My apologies. Well, I mean,
no. I'm not judging. I'm like, hey, you saying it like it is, homie. I ain't tripping on it. It's like, ooh, you serious about that?
No, it's just it's because a lot of, and it's kind of weird.
Randy,
we're talking about
send me a message real quick, because so I can send you the link.
It's kind of like in a Dark Side of the Ring, they were talking about like some of the stuff, and there's people out there who'll be like, oh, Chris Benoit should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm like, watch that Dark Side of the Ring, and that you should never fucking ever bring up that he should be in the Hall of Fame. He'll
actually I was gonna say there's a clip of Paul Heyman.
That too,
Inside the Ropes, where he goes where it's like Chris Benoit is their guy. Oh, it's Chris Benoit. He gives a speech as to why he's like, he was in that house that night. There were 3 people.
One person had a choice.
One person had a choice.
The other 2 didn't.
Right. So Chris Benoit might be one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
But as a human being.
But as a human being, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck Chris Benoit. And I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Chris Benoit.
I'm gonna answer this question then. I guess devil's advocate. Are you separating the art from the artist when you say that? By being the greatest wrestler? Because some people just don't.
I will tune it like this. I don't listen to South Park Mexicans music anymore.
Right.
Considering the fact that
knowing
what he fucking did. And it's like people will play devil's advocate. And I don't want to get off subject. For those of you that don't know, South Park Mexican is a rapper in Houston, Texas, and he was a big rapper. His studio, his limos, that shit was next to the church I used to go to as a kid.
Oh.
close to downtown. And so one thing about the Latino community, one thing, being like about our community is that a lot of people know each other. There's a lot of people that know this person, that knows that person, that knows this person, right?
Yeah.
And that could be said about any community when it comes to people of color. Like communities are very strong, very tight knit. They know each other. Somebody knows somebody somewhere down the road.
Mm-hmm.
There were rumors, not even rumors. There were people saying like, yeah, he likes young girls. Like he knew full well that she was underage. Like the whole fact that like, oh, he didn't know she looks older. No, it's bullshit.
If you wonder what we're talking about, for anybody who's just listening, it's South Park Mexican, the rapper.
South Park Mexican sexually assaulted a 13-year-old. He was 30 something at the time.
Jesus Christ.
People still listen to his fucking music. I don't listen to his shit anymore. Fuck that shit. And we got our boy. Oh, first off, let me give my boy give my boy some shout out.
Wow, that was a rough weird transition there.
Yeah, I know it's a real.
What a transition.
Silva Crow, like first off, his YouTube channel. I hit like a very big milestone. So proud of you, bro. Thanks for coming on. What's up?
Thanks, man. What's up?
What's going on? You just joined us at a really weird time because I was talking shit about South Park. So look at this. Look, there are people that are going to support the art and not the artist. There are people going to be like, look, you got to separate
the artist from the art.
You got to separate the story from the story writer.
Right.
But I can't, because not with this situation right here, because
a lot of people go through it every day.
Right.
When it comes to this situation.
And Benoit, look at Benoit. Benoit changed. Benoit changed
and
when
you clearly
Eddie died.
saw. And that broke everybody's heart. But it still does not excuse what he did.
Right.
Now.
Right. But my point is, Benoit changed. Benoit changed. I don't know if you go back, watch anything post Eddie's death.
Eddie's death. Yeah, 2006, 2007, it was really noticeable.
You noticed that Benoit started sliding down this, and you can see it in his face, this road of depression, to where anytime he did a promo or came out to the ring, you could see him just staring at the ground.
Yeah, and even they say in I think the Dark Side of the Ring that like he was just crying all the time.
Yeah.
Chavo said the same thing, like, and it's really bad. Like, and it hurts a lot to think about, because WWE used to be WWE has a lot of skeletons in the closet. Let's talk about this. Vince McMahon has gone through a steroid scandal.
Oh, that's better. I bet, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely better. Plus, love in the background, bro.
Thank you.
Vince McMahon has been a part of the steroid scandal. There's also the many lawsuits that they've shoved under the rug. Vince McMahon has been a part of so much horrible shit. Wrestlers dying young, wrestlers abusing their body. There's a reason why a lot of wrestlers at the age of 50 to 60 are in wheelchairs. Like, they have, like, their health is just not bad. Like, when was the last time you heard of a wrestler living like to 80?
And that's Bruno Sammartino. And that was like,
I think that was Bruno Sammartino was like at the ass end when Vince took over.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
because
think.
he was champion for over almost like half a decade.
Yeah, but he was part of the WWF. Yeah, WWF, and that's when Vince Sr. was in charge, and they worked a very lighter schedule because it was the territory days.
Like once a month, right? Something like that.
Right. It was like once a week, maybe some wrestlers, because Bruno Sammartino they were practically throwing money to him because he represented the Italian community.
They were big.
Time. They were a big community at the time because they were,
They were based in mostly, I think, New York and Connecticut.
Right. So there's something Jim Cornette said that you can think whatever you want. It could be controversial. It could not. It depends on how you see it, how you want it. If you have an ethnic wrestler, you have to make him the guy.
Yeah.
Because he can't be one of the guys. He has to be the guy. Look at Bruno Sammartino. Look at Junkyard Dog. Look at El Santo. Look at Eddie Guerrero.
the guy in their even the indie circuit.
Right.
For
They were
anything.
the guy, and so they had that entire.
Oh,
They
they
had
good.
their community behind them. Look at Ron Simmons. He became the first Black World Heavyweight Champion. You know, shout out to Ron Simmons, especially during Black History Month. Geeks 5 does celebrate Black History Month.
Especially,
I like that plug you just did.
Was,
It was intentional, by the way.
the
That was
first,
no,
intentional.
you're cool. You're cool.
first
You're cool.
African American WCW champion. Yeah, and when he beat Vader, that was a huge deal. That was a huge moment.
Right, it was a big moment. By the way, it's kind of it like every time there's like some kind of like we have like so when we do Black History Month, when we do Heritage Month, we don't just do like the beginning of February to like the end of February, or when we do Pride, we always start with the month, right? But then we go like halfway through March, that's when we're still doing like Black History stuff. When Pride starts, we do it like a month or 2 months,
like in July, August,
and then Hispanic Heritage Month, we still do it like a month or 2 months, or like a little bit more, because it doesn't, because all these things that we celebrate, all these things that we try to bring awareness to, it's not just Black History Month, it's not just Pride Month, it's not just Hispanic Heritage Month, it is American history. All of it is a part of what makes this country the United States. So keep that in mind. We will have more lighter subjects as the weeks progress, but yeah, I just wanted to give a plug to Ron Simmons. I loved him, great wrestler. I felt like I didn't realize he was getting old, because I didn't think he was old when I was watching him growing up, but now now that I see him, he's definitely like, man, my boy got old. Look at Booker T, man. I love Booker T.
A lot of our
he looks great still.
A lot of our favorites are getting old. You could tell. I mean, I recently follow Jeff Hardy on Instagram. He's wearing glasses now, like more often. I'm like, okay, and his beard's all gray. I'm like, oh
yeah. Look at the young bucks. They need to rename them to the middle-aged bucks.
I know, right?
Balding Buck.
And I remember, I don't know if y'all remember when Shawn Michaels and Triple H at DX wrestled.
Oh, Saudi Arabia.
They were bald.
Seeing Shawn bald, that was like, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Am I old?
Can we change Shawn Michaels' moniker from the Heartbreak Kid to the Heartbreak Man?
But it wouldn't be, people wouldn't be.
Yeah, he up there in age. I'm not mad at that.
HBK.
Like when the Backstreet Boys came back, they were making jokes. They should call them the Backstreet Men.
Yeah.
Either way, so
we're trying to put a little light, and we don't want to like
situation, because it's horrible, and it kind of goes back to what we said earlier about the Triple H speech. I get it. I really do from a PR standpoint. When you are running on like 3 hours of sleep, and you just found out your father-in-law is like,
well, let me.
Well, he said he found out like with everybody else in real time.
Yeah, but the thing, so I mentioned this earlier, like the way he answered the questions, I feel like the way he should have said it was, I found out about this lawsuit that at the same time you guys did. For legal reasons, I can't comment any further until we
I actually agree with you. I agree that he handled it poorly.
He should have either said that in the beginning, or he should have just not done the press conference altogether.
I agree with you that that's one of the things that Tony Khan does do better than him, is handling bullshitting your way out of like a fucking press conference.
So, but because the thing was though with Tony Khan, I feel like had he not worn the sunglasses and the giant afro wig, like the way he just handled that too was not bad. And for the people out there who are trying to use this lawsuit allegation, all this stuff to make it like an AEW versus WWE thing, don't forget Chris Jericho has allegations against him. Don't think people forgot about that, because
a lot of people have a lot of allegations against WWE as it currently
and unfortunately there's also right now there's an allegation going on against AEW with the whole Chris Jericho and all that stuff. So if anything, don't make this about a WWE versus AEW thing. This isn't a tribalism thing. At the end of the day, this is a wrestling issue,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You said it perfectly though. Like you said, it's like due to reasons. I cannot talk about that because remember, one of the defendants is the corporation of WWE. Not just Vince, not just Johnny, WWE.
Yeah,
it's included in that, and that's just that simple. I was like, damn, how are you gonna explain that one? Because like if he should never leave, because they'd be like, "Oh, look, he's hiding. He must know something." So he's gonna be accused regardless. So you might as well go. You know what? For legal reasons, I can't talk about it.
Yeah,
Y'all
like
want
that's
answers?
what I
I'm
feel
still
like.
looking.
Yeah, it's just because I was watching the press conference live, and then when Triple H is like, "Oh, I want to focus on the positives," I'm like, "Dude, no, you gotta address it. You had to address it." And it's just it was a shitty situation the way he handled it. It was really dumb, and it's like he should have just said in the beginning, like before we start, we want to just say legally we can't say anything, we can't talk about it right now. If once we have more information and we're ready to talk about it, we could talk about it. But for now, we just want to focus on what's going on today.
Do me a favor. I know it sounds stupid for asking this question.
He should have.
Can you?
He should have handled.
Can somebody spell? Never mind. I got it. Never mind. Fuck it.
Yeah. He should have handled like how Patrick Clark, aka the Velveteen Dream, handled his situation. After 3 years later, he had to end up waiting for that. But I explained this to one of my homeboys that he had to wait 3 years due to the fact that how mob mentality is.
Yeah,
everyone's guilty to proven proven innocent. And how Triple H handled that whole entire situation, he did look into the entire thing, but nobody wanted to hear it.
Yeah, it's just like I said, if knowing this was, especially he should have known, he knew that this question was going to be asked anyway. I feel like he should have had he should have had a statement prepared in case this was going to ask. And it's like I actually do remember that Shawn Michaels did a media call a few days ago before this NXT pay-per-view that happened last night. He was asked this question, and the way he answered it was actually the best out of everybody who's ever was asked this question. And like the way he said it was like, I'm trying to remember how he handled it. Basically, he just said he's not part of the corporate thing. What he the way he knew was like everybody else. He's really upset about it. He wants it all to change. Yeah, like the way Shawn Michaels handled it. At least that was an easier way. That was a better.
It was
way
more human.
Yeah, it was more human than with Triple H, because Triple H, the way he would just go like, "Oh, I just want to focus on the positive." And I'm like, dude, like you can't do that, especially in a situation like this.
But
you had to say something. You had to say something in a way where, okay, you could say you don't have to say the full thing, but what you're able to say now, you could have just said, legally, I can't talk about it right now. I can't comment at this moment, or something.
Okay, like I will say this though. Hindsight is 2020. Those media guys could say, "Oh man, he fucked up royally. What the fuck? Blah 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 blah."
Yeah.
But put yourself in that hot seat. Now remember, y'all was just saying like like one of y'all was just saying like, "Oh man, he probably like running out for 3 hours of sleep." Have you ever ran on 4 hours of sleep? It's a bitch and a half. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Being a former veteran, being that dude, I've done it, and you're not 100% you.
You're not thinking right.
Yeah, and or not just that. You also got to think about like all that he's doing in his corporate position. He probably still out there with some of the wrestling men and women. You always see him pointing, just
running creative. He's running creative. He's running, like he's behind the scenes. He's doing all that stuff.
He's doing a lot.
So he's got a lot. He's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, and so and maybe he's not good in that type of situation because we never see him in those type of situations to this magnitude. It's crazy. So yeah, you and I and everybody else was like, well, that fucking sucked. And it did. I'm not gonna call it bullshit, but just imagine. I want to. React the same way? Go ahead, I want to
acknowledge some stuff real quick. Why are we? So somebody's wondering, why are we talking about this? Why is this something? This is a geek podcast. We talk about geek shit. Should we talk about comics, video games, conventions?
Okay. Well.
So and then this is to address 3 parties. Person that asked me that. I want to give a shout out to the con chair of Ushicon. Sorry, we didn't get a reply back, and we kind of had to pivot towards this subject anyway because it's a very big, major subject that's being talked about right now. And let's put it out there. Let's just put it out there. There is a lot of shit going on in the conventions. There was one convention where they fucking roofied the water because they were trying to sexually assault.
Holiday Matsuri. Yep. That was an incident. Roofie incident.
Whoa, wait. This is some real shit y'all talking about? Like,
no,
this is brand new.
Stuff like this happens, man.
There was reports about this at Holiday Matsuri. It was a convention in Orlando, Florida. There was a report of somebody attempting to roofie all the drinks during the convention. And it's like there was someone who actually got roofied.
Oh no, it wasn't just one person. They roofied
multiple people, right?
they roofied an entire water supply.
Yeah.
So multiple
Really?
people got roofied.
Okay, but it's
Jesus.
not just at. It wasn't so. Sorry, I apologize if I piss off somebody. Like, look, this happened years ago. It's not the same people working the convention. Something like this happened at San Japan years ago.
Oh.
Somebody put acid in the water.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it's like to be on fucking acid and not be mentally prepared for it? To go on a trip that you didn't plan?
I would not know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Hentai
horrible.
Matsuri, or not? Well,
You
shit,
freaking-
wrong
you freaking
one.
the
Sorry.
time. That's when it's
Holiday Matsuri. People actually went to the hospital because of the roofie
Yeah.
situation.
Oh.
Mhm.
Like there were 3 ambulances, and the person who did roofie the water supply, they did this with the intention of essaying someone, like a couple, and those people they did press charges.
You said they did?
Yeah.
And
As they should.
This
Okay, good.
actually, and I'm sorry once again to the organization, but we got to talk about it. This happened at the Texas Renaissance Festival this past season.
Really? And I took my kids went to that.
Wow.
I took my kids for the first time. Nuh-uh. You wait. But like at those after parties, or
No,
was it?
they were inside the fairgrounds, and they were inside fair, and then they
fucking
found the
A.
victim in the fairgrounds. So it
Oh,
was
hell
a girl and her partner, her boyfriend who is transitioning to male. They found this individual face down, passed out in one of the I guess one of the areas, the ditches where there's like a river and a bridge. They found him near there. I don't. The only reason why we know some of the details is because the camp that I was hanging out with, they were helping the girlfriend, the victim's partner. They were helping her sort through all this stuff, and you know, we didn't talk, like we talked about it as soon as we could. You know, we at the time we weren't doing this is right around the time the podcast was just going on its unusual hiatus. These fucking things happen like all the fucking time. Like not all the time. I'm so sorry. That's not what I meant to say. These things happen. They can happen. They can happen anywhere.
It happens frequently.
Yeah, and for the
It's
people,
one of those issues.
Yeah.
That happen too frequently. It's like, okay, why people are so comfortable letting this stuff happen?
Yeah.
You know, and like, of course, you don't let this stuff don't normally happen on the regular. Of course,
Right.
It happens like way too much. Like, okay, something needs to be done. Because no one's loved one, doesn't matter if they're of age or underage, shouldn't be put in danger because of some douchebag think this is a great idea.
And it's not just like guys that can do this. You know, anyone of any sex can do this shit. So these are not things that are just happening in WWE. These happen in the community all the time.
Yeah.
The reason why we address these things, because one, we have to. It's just something like
and also sorry Goku. I was gonna mention too, for anybody out there who's like saying, "Oh, why are you talking about wrestling? What does that have to do with comics and all that?" It's part of we're Geeks 5 ever, geeks culture, pop culture. This is part of pop culture. So, you know, if that bothers you a lot, well, I don't know what else to tell you.
And also, most of the wrestlers nowadays are geeks.
Yeah. We've seen some of them like have cosplays, have attires like modeled after, you know.
Let me answer this one real quick because this is very important before I get in trouble.
Uh-huh.
I believe it was San Japan 2009 or 2000, and I think it was 2009 because they were still at the Holiday Inn, I believe. Like, I remember they had the hotel, and then you had to walk across the street to the convention part. This is when they were starting off. I believe it was San Japan's second or third year. There was one of the staff members who I spoke to. We all talked about it because it happened to everybody. But yeah, like not too many people got the acid water because they figured out right away that somebody had spiked it with acid. Acid is nowhere near as bad as like roofie though. It's fucked up. You're gonna trip. You're gonna freak out, but like you're not gonna pass out and die from like roofing. Like
yeah.
Like I said, my Sabrina apologies about the podcast. Sorry, just everything just kind of happened last minute. And this is important, guys, because it's like Sonic said, we are a geek channel. We never called ourselves anime, or comics, or video games, or conventions, or wrestling, or what makes a geek a geek. Technically, you can be a geek in like football. You can be a geek in like basketball. You can like sports. You can like
Even
music.
mechanics.
You can like cars. You can like
Mhm.
fighting,
Geek out
wrestling.
about all that.
You could play Madden. And here's a public service announcement.
Here we go.
You can play Madden and be a gamer.
Uh-oh. Did you
Hot
just
takes.
He broke the code. He broke the code.
You
He's
can
dropping a hot
play.
take.
Go ahead.
You dropping a hot take right here.
I am.
It
You
is.
can play fucking Monopoly
Yeah,
and
keep
still be
going.
a fucking gamer.
Yeah.
Why? Because
Mobile
it's a
Monopoly.
game. It's a tabletop game. It's a game. The difference between the two is one is a video game. The second one is a board game. They're still considered games. Now, like I could get real deep into this shit. Like there are whole conversations we could have, like the anime versus cartoon things. I can get deep into that shit. Comics versus manga. We can get deep into that shit. Pokemon versus Power World. Trust me, we can get into all of it. Professional wrestling versus real sports. Trust me, professional wrestling might be fixed, but it's still a real sport. Let me tell you why.
Not
As
ballet.
somebody that actually tried to train in professional wrestling, I want you to when you say wrestling is fake, explain to me, please. I want to hear your insight. How the fuck I'm going to jump off a 20-foot ladder on concrete and it not hurt?
Mm-hmm.
Hold up.
Because your body has to be positioned to a different way.
Yeah, you got to condition it. I got something for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of wrestling, right? Me and my co-host / friend Chad, we back in 2015, it was Father's Day. I'll never forget. Went to Booker T's fantasy camp. Cost us $99 to be there. Five out of steal it from Booker T. 5 hours of that stuff. It was training. Did we get school slam? Yeah, but it was running the ropes, hitting the mat. That's basically taking bumps. Dog, that was a Sunday. I stopped hurting till Wednesday.
Yeah.
I tried to train with I don't know if you guys have heard of this one, World of Wrestling Texas. They're called WOW. They're in Houston. I don't know if they're still around. The first time I hit the ropes, the main guy that owned it is named Tugboat Taylor, not Tugboat like in WWE. This guy's Tugboat Taylor. The first time I hit the ropes, I had fucking bruises.
Ooh.
Honest.
It hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt. Oh, it hurt. And you better not hit the ropes wrong either. That hurt more. And they're not ropes.
Yep.
It's airplane wire. Guys.
Go ahead, Sonic.
Oh yeah, and I'll mention this too. Recently, to promote the movie of the Iron Claw, like some of the actors, they came out. They were saying when we started, filming the scenes with the wrestling, and we started taking bumps and all that stuff, and they were like, "Holy shit, this really hurts!" And they were asking like, "People do this like every week about this?" And it's like they kind of develop a respect for wrestling, for wrestlers who do that, who put their bodies on life for stuff like that. And for anybody out there, and there's a lot of people who would be like, "Oh, wrestling's fake, right?" But yet they'll make references to wrestling. They'll try to be all cool, like, "Oh, look at this meme." They'll use like Roman Reigns memes. They'll use Randy Orton memes on TikTok and all that stuff. I'm like, aren't y'all the same people who are like crapped on this guy? Oh yes.
You know what? I'm gonna hate
A lot of
hot
people
take.
forget.
That's a hot take. That's almost like shitting on it. But like, I don't know. I'm not one for watching a bunch of sweaty guys hug it out. I'm just saying.
Okay.
There's a bunch of sweaty dudes,
Me. When it comes to wrestling, it's not for everybody.
Yeah, it is not.
I would say the same thing with you.
But you can't be shitting on other people for liking stuff they like. You know what I mean?
I'm not shitting on you guys for like it. I'm just saying.
No worries. Yeah, no worries. It's like
Try Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, same difference.
yeah, because there's like
more sweaty dudes.
what's a good
Sweaty
example?
dudes.
Because it's like
There's a bunch of sweaty dudes.
a good example is like imagine like okay, you call people oh wrestling's fake, right? Imagine you go to a movie and some guy's like oh that Marvel movie's fake, right?
Oh no,
yeah,
I've definitely had like arguments like that before, where I was like,
Shut up.
you should, like, watch Spider-Verse because Spider-Verse is really good. If you like Marvel movies, you're gonna like Spider-Verse. And this dude, he just goes to me. He goes,
Mhm.
"That's not the same. Like, those movies are real, and that's an animation. Like, that's a cartoon. I ain't watching a cartoon." And I'm like, "It's Marvel. It's the same thing. Like, doesn't matter, you know."
I like how he
Yeah.
acknowledged like the MCU, like that's real. Like there's an alien out there with a ball sack for a chin who's
Exactly.
looking for 6 fucking
Hey,
stones.
bro.
She was like,
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man.
billionaire with an iron suit.
Sometimes I just wish a comic just blow this up, man. There's too many idiots walking this planet.
Yeah.
Jesus H Christ, man. What the?
Right.
I'm like you. I just lost a few brain
I
cells talking to
try
you.
to
Fucking
avoid-
moron.
I
Oh
tried
my
to
God.
talk. I tried to avoid certain subjects. We don't talk about religion. We don't talk about flat Earth. We
Oh.
don't talk about politics.
Yeah, we try not to. It's just like
Yeah, we try not to. We still throw shade at Captain Orange though. Every now and then.
Yeah. But
Have a little fun. I get it. I get it.
I
would
no,
say
it's because on this channel I am
wrestling.
very much a firm believer that I don't like talking about politics. For one, I don't fucking agree with any of it anyway because it's all fucking stupid. You want to talk about what's real and fake? Reality shows are the fakest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Oh
Yeah,
God, but they're still
yeah.
entertaining
Like-
though.
like
that's the
Milk
thing.
Manor.
It's
Like
if it's
Milk
entertaining
Manor.
for you, then you shouldn't talk shit about wrestling. Then people shouldn't be talking shit about wrestling. It's like, oh well, it's
Yeah.
entertaining for me. If that's gonna be, if you're gonna crap on
There
it,
you
like
go.
it's like someone was like, wrestling's fake, right? Yeah, so are reality shows, but here we are. You know,
We're
Here we
talking
are.
about
Yeah.
so to for Phantom, we're talking about just everything in general, like people shitting on wrestling being fake, just gatekeeping the community. Because I was talking shit about people that, because I have beef. I have beef with Pokemon fans. I have beef with fucking gamers. I have
That's so
beef
weird.
with wrestling fans, my own people, Dragon Ball fans. I have my fucking Dragon Ball background, but I still got beef
I
with
dig
my
it.
fucking fandom. Thank you.
Yeah. Nice.
Like,
when it comes to wrestling, I saying this when people say it's fake. So okay, cool. Then take a chop to the chest.
Wait, from who? From whom? Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, which wrestler?
Yeah,
I've
you gotta-
done it
from
before,
who?
so-
Doesn't matter for me.
Huh?
I will say
I done
this.
it. So,
I will say Gunther, but that's
That
too
shit
much.
hurts. I
No.
wouldn't recommend it.
no, not Gunther. Anybody
Yeah,
but
you
Gunther.
can't take that. No, nobody. You can't take a Walter or a Gunther.
If you can't take a chop to the chest,
Or the Great Khali.
go to
Great
go to
Khali.
Numbers on Kinky Tuesdays. They have this thing. They flog people. Flog. If you don't know what flogging is, pretty much getting whipped.
Hey yo.
You want to take a chop to the chest, but you can't take a chop to the chest. Go to Kinky Tuesdays and get flogged on the chest. Let them hit you across the chest and see how
Out of
you
black-
fucking like that.
I had a Black History joke on that. It was like, no, I ain't getting whipped not this month.
Look,
Not a black.
you know what?
No,
I will say this.
he's
I will
free,
say this.
he's
I will
free.
say this. I will say this. I
Go ahead, homie.
really love Black Panther 2. For
Oh,
one,
Black History Month.
let me tell you why. I really love Black Panther 2 because it made people realize that, you know what? The colonizers whipped everybody.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I was watching Black Panther 2 and they showed like the natives,
Mhm.
the
Right.
natives getting whipped. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, that looks like my uncle taking them.
How did we get here, guys?
I don't know because
I love this tangent. No, keep
because,
going,
like,
bro.
everyone
This
in
is
here,
insane.
like, if you haven't noticed, we like, just for the record, Dankpuss is not white. Just to put it out
Oh my
there.
God.
Yeah,
for anybody out there thinking that,
we only have one white guy. Like, we only have one white guy on this show, and he's not here today.
Wait a minute. People thought I was white. I'm offended. Hello.
probably by the voice. People. Sometimes.
You know what's
I sound
crazy?
White.
You know what's crazy?
God, I
It's
can't
like
live- I can't live
when
like
you
this.
call a non-white person white. Hey man, I thought you were white.
Whatever.
It's
Yeah.
whatever. But you call a white person white. I'm not white. I'm Irish.
Irish.
Or
I knew
some
it.
shit like
Oh,
that.
God.
And it's
Like-
like
That's
that
a
makes
Paul Mooney
you
joke there,
extra
too.
white. That makes you sour cream white.
Yeah, it's so
Dirty,
much
extreme,
funnier
or
when they
whiter
tell
than
you
sour
like
cream.
all of
Give
like
me my pot of
all
gold.
of their backgrounds and stuff. And you're like, oh, I'm white, I'm like Irish, and I'm like European, and I'm Spanish, and it's like, wow, how many parents do you have? That's pretty cool.
Be like, Paul Moody made a joke talking about like, man, they'll claim a goat and be like, that's why we call it Nana.
How do we get in the
Oh.
subject? Anyways.
Yeah, right. How we get here?
So
all
we're
that.
talking about. Damn it! I can't get off the white people subject. Anyway, we talk
Black
about taking
History Month,
chops.
bro.
Black History Month. There it is.
It is.
And that's the thing. Here's the thing. We sell it. Why? Okay, so all politics aside, we celebrate Black History Month. Why? Because Black history is American history. It's important that we learn about the things that happened in the past so we can learn and be better than our ancestors were.
Yeah.
Yep.
And slavery has existed in the history of the world for many years. Like you talk about conquerors, colonizers, slavery, you talk about all this stuff. So people like to think, oh, well, Black history is just like, teaching American slavery and shit. It's not just about that. It's not just about teaching all that shit. It's about teaching the things that people of African American descent have contributed to this country, because this country is it's a pot of like different cultures. You have to understand like not everything was invented by the white man, as Conspiracy Brother once said. The computer, another idea stolen from the black man. If you ever watched that movie Undercover Brother, you're missing out. I fucking love it.
Oh man, classic.
E's and R's.
Anyway,
I saw it coming up.
One of my favorite parts of that movie.
And look at.
I still love that movie to this day.
Oh, I watched it so many times. I knew every line. And like the tone they said it in. Like that's how many times I saw it.
And, hey, no, we stopped talking about wrestling for a sec.
I know we did. But
talk about wrestling, we left.
But we're gonna talk about. Let's also talk about Black History Month, because we're about being a part of like wrestling. Because The Rock is one of the biggest. He's one of the biggest names in the world. Whether you like him, whether you hate him, whether you think his movies are good, whether you think his movies are shit, it could be argued that The Rock's movies are crap. The Rock doesn't play different characters. The Rock plays The Rock in a different costume. That could be an argument. Because people forget about some of the shittiest movies. Like, look at Doom.
Tooth Fairy.
Look at the Tooth Fairy. Look at Journey to the Center of the Earth.
The Game Plan.
Look at the Game Plan. Look at fucking Black Adam. I liked it, but I thought it was crap at the same time. Like, it definitely was not.
It wasn't the best.
Yeah, it was middle.
Yeah. It was you've heard of Underwhelmed.
It was.
You've heard of Overwhelmed and Underwhelmed. Well, I was just whelmed.
It was mid.
But I do say this: when it comes to, they could have gave him more direction. With
Well, it was kind of weird considering like that was basically his project in a way, because it's like he wanted this. He was like, oh, I don't want to face Shazam. I want to face Superman, and then the DCU got rebooted, and so that kind of like went off the window. It's like it's kind of like a thing where like he kind of like went over the line. He talked to the president of Warner Brothers, David Zaslav, for this whole plan, and then Zaslav's like, nah, bro, I'm gonna give this to James Gunn.
They even did that shit for him in the comics. They even made Black Adam an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they actually at least played on it a little bit, knowing the fact that, like, look, I'm just here to save my, basically my country.
Not at first.
Not at first. No, he was a
dick.
He didn't care about nobody.
Yeah, Black Adam was a dick. Just put it out there.
But
do you think The Rock? We're talking about WWE. We're talking about wrestling. Do you think The Rock should headline WrestleMania against Roman Reigns?
Honestly, that ship has sailed years ago. That should have been done years ago.
Like, for real, no. It's been way too long.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. It was like, for me, like, honestly, I think it has to do with a lot like age, or like the many years you watch it. Like, the last time he had like a full-on match was against John Cena 10 years ago, and like within 10 minutes of that match, he got injured. And then watching him now, and then he's gotten older, and I'm like kind of fearful that, okay, what if he gets gassed easily? So that's what I'm being.
Yeah, after a single, you saw him trying to catch his breath walking to the ring.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I am sick and tired of part-time wrestlers. I'm sick and tired of part-time wrestlers being the champion. Yes, does it?
Oh,
The WWE Championship is much more important now because it's the title that's never around. People want it because they want to take away everything from Roman. Does The Rock need to headline WrestleMania? No, absolutely not.
No,
The Rock.
Please don't.
man. Let me add more to
that
that.
works.
If this was like 4 or 5 years ago, sure, but not
Sure.
right now when
Yeah,
the
definitely.
product is it's improved over the last few years and like
You know-
business is like incredibly well.
I'll take Rock versus Roman at Saudi Arabia. I'll take Rock versus Roman at SummerSlam. I'll take it at next year's WrestleMania. Fuck it. If they really wanted to get on my fucking nerves, I'll take Rock versus Roman 10 years from now.
Not for the title. Just
if they do it 10 years from now, they fucking with you.
They
Just
literally took Cody Rhodes' story. This is a 2-year build. Not even, no. People keep saying a 2-year build. It's really not. It's like maybe a year and a half.
Last year.
Yeah, pretty much a year and a half build.
Right. This is something that we felt Cody did a great job in making us believe that this is his daddy's championship that was never that was never his.
This was 2 years ago with the Raw after WrestleMania 38. He explained why he came back because his Dusty Rhodes had a title, but it was taken away from him, and his goal was to bring a title that you can never take away from him. And then he had that, and then the fact that he wrestled with a torn pec inside a Hell in a Cell match, and he still delivered for that. He should have just like that. He became more over for that.
Let me look.
And then the way they did and here's another thing too. Go back to the Raw before the Royal Rumble, that Raw promo he had with CM Punk, and CM Punk's like, "Oh, here's the WrestleMania, the road to WrestleMania CM Punk experience you're gonna have. You have been carrying this place for almost 2 years. You were in the cover of the video game, and then you're on your way to WrestleMania. And look what's behind you. A far bigger star is gonna." And I'm like, holy shit! The fact that Punk kind of nailed that shit. Knowing
Hold
now,
up. I'm gonna add some thoughts to that too. Remember when Cody told CM Punk, "Say I am more CM Punk than CM Punk."
Wow.
And what's happening? He might not make a fit WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, you could be more right than that. And I see that on the meme. I can't take credit for that. But I was like, oh shit, that is so true. Oh,
so
true.
Let me see.
Spoken to existence, bro.
Here's the thing. Like Cody came back. Let's just address this.
Okay.
Cody came back to WWE from a lackluster run in AEW.
Yes, because he was like a multiple-time TNT champion. Like,
because
the first two times was fine.
Here's the thing. Let's just cut out all the bullshit. Let me get mine, and I'll let you say what you have to say, Sonic.
Gotcha.
His run in AEW, you can give it you can try to excuse it. You can give me like, okay, it was because of this reason, that reason, whatever. In my opinion, I didn't give a fuck about Cody Rhodes in AEW, and AEW never gave me a reason to give a fuck about him either.
And they wrote themselves into a corner with that.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that he was more of the executive position and put himself into a.
I mean that's just a like I want to hear what Sonic has to say, but I will say this about that executive. Oh well, he's an executive. You can't really. No, that's bullshit. I don't agree with that because like Vince is giving himself the world fucking title.
Oh,
and it made sense for the story with Stone Cold Steve Austin. No one like people are like, why the fuck did he? But it made sense because he was feuding with Austin. You can give yourself the world championship and be the owner of the company. Just make it make sense, bro.
Yeah.
Sonic,
ECW champion too. Oh, sorry.
Sonic, what did you have to say?
Oh, I was gonna mention how so in AEW, Cody. So one of the first things they did was like Cody made this challenge. He's like, oh, if I can't beat Chris Jericho for the world title, I'll never compete for the world title ever. That kind of booked himself in a corner on that, and then that's why he was going for the TNT title. And then the few years he was doing the American Nightmare thing, he was doing like he looks like Homelander from The Boys. He coming out looking like that, and I feel like he even admitted like he was low key a heel trying to act like a babyface because people were booing him. He was being booed and all that stuff. But then the rumors came out that he was leaving. So Cody came out and said that, okay, I left for personal reasons. I won't say who, but the only people who knew was me and Tony Khan. That's the only person who knew the reason he left. And then he went to WWE, and people were excited for it because, you know, this was an AEW guy. They transferred everything from his music, his presentation to WWE. And then he was coming like a good face. He was like pretty dude. For me, the big point of him was the torn pec. He had that match in Hell in a Cell, an excellent match, and he had that torn pec. And that's why people kind of grew into him. But for me, knowing what we know now, this kind of further proves that I feel like he should have won the match last year. If they were going to do this Rock Roman thing, yeah, he should have won the match last year.
Yes.
But dude, we wouldn't get that robot chicken.
Yeah, but would you what?
I'm being stupid.
I know.
Ignore me on that.
But if anything, even if he was celebrating with the title, I would have loved to see a rubber chicken like flying. That would have been funny.
Yeah, that's the most random shit I've ever seen
in
wrestling.
A fucking rubber chicken in the ring.
What the fuck?
That was like literally an FU right there.
Yeah, if anything,
like the rubber chicken was great,
I could have seen Roman make a joke like, "Hey, WWE. Why did the chicken cross the road? To acknowledge me." Or
something. Oh man, I wish.
Crack the joke.
Why you should be a writer, dude. You doing better than the fucking guys we have on TV sometimes.
You know, it's I gotta give the rubber chicken. I fucking laughed. It was funny, I gotta give credit to Cody Rhodes for acknowledging the rubber chicken.
Yeah, he could have just ignored it and all that shit.
Played it off. Didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't eaten chicken today, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But Cody right now, he's easily one of the most biggest faces. I mean, you may, whether you like him or not, he's like one of the most. He's like that guy. Like
he is the guy right now.
He's the guy. He is the guy right now.
Yeah.
And for me, if they're gonna try to like with this whole thing with Rock and Roman, it's not official. That's something to keep in mind, guys. This is not official yet.
Yep.
But if they want to, they could do a WrestleMania 30 situation, a yes movement situation here.
They did it for 20. They did it
for 30, and they could do it for 40. So, because the way I see it is, if Cody keeps getting all this support, because there was a report that came out, I think it was yesterday or Saturday, they said WWE and TKO are monitoring what the people are saying on social media. The fact that TMZ, the USA Today, a lot of these big news media outlets are talking about this what happened on Friday. It could show it could grab the attention, and the fact that The Rock on his posts on Instagram or on Twitter are bombarded with "We won Cody" comments. There was a post I saw earlier said it was fucking hysterical. I'll laugh my ass off about this. So he posted about like, "Oh, I got a new workout gear collection dropping tomorrow." And someone said you should drop out of WrestleMania.
And man,
speaking of drop, I got some new equipment gear dropping tomorrow. Speaking of drop, you should drop out of WrestleMania.
How about you drop out of WrestleMania? No, but
there are the same people though. Yeah, I do say this because this also needs to be addressed. Who also going behind and kind of throwing some hate shade.
Yeah, like that.
I was reading about that.
There's a line you should cross. That is not one of them. Like, dude, like, come on, don't do that. Just don't involve. Don't get too personal. Don't do any of that stuff, man. Just don't be too toxic about it. Like we
never warranted.
No.
Yeah, like exactly. What and it just sucks because like I can understand why The Rock wants to do it. I can understand why. This is something he's been wanting to do for years. It's just a bunch of stuff happens. But when something is going on right now, you shouldn't like throw a wrench into the plans and just put yourself into it because you decided, oh, now it's a great time to do it. Like, for me, if I was one of the bookers who decided, okay, Rock, you want to be in this match? All right, here's how I would have done it. I would have done two choices. You face Roman night 1, Cody faces the winner night 2. Or you could do a triple, or you could do a triple threat.
No triple threat.
As much as I don't want to see a triple threat, but I feel like it's the only like right now. There's a lot of possibilities, but if this was like in late February, early March, then okay,
Mhm.
if you would have to if you had no choice but to use triple threat, all right, fine.
Right.
But like I said, if anything could happen, apparently someone told me on Raw that they're actually addressing the whole thing. They said that on Thursday they're doing the whole WrestleMania press conference thing at Las Vegas. The match hasn't been confirmed yet. Michael Cole on commentary says perhaps we will see Rock versus Roman announced. He said perhaps. So maybe something could happen that, okay, I think we have to change this. You could even tell on Friday, someone said, if you look at Cody's body language and his face, even Rock's body language and his face, they knew they fucked up there. They're like, oh shit, we fucked up. We really fucked up here.
Well, yeah, Cody
Good
just
wrestler.
looked unhappy.
Like Cody never wanted to agree with this.
This is from NoDQ.com. Crowd chants Rocky sucks during WWE Raw, and Michael Cole acknowledges it on commentary.
Yeah, so they're at least acknowledging it. That's something. And it's like, excuse me. Anyway, so there's a thing too, another thing about this. It reminds me, that's why a lot of people are reminding him of Daniel Bryan. It's because
okay, so this is out of Monday night. This is tonight. This is to confirm what you said earlier, that they are passing out signs that say # we want Cody.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I'm reading that right now.
Okay, they did say there were signs passing out, but there were some added context to update it. It was a fan that passed out signs like that, but I could see them actually acknowledging it and maybe actually bring it up, because and another thing too, apparently Cody will be on Friday on SmackDown, so I don't know what could happen between now and then.
So there might be some confusion because it says Mike Johnson of PW Insider is the one that's saying that it's the company.
Yeah, so it's a lot of mixed messages. They said PW Insider is very reliable. I also saw Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful saying that to added context, it was a fan handing out signs. Maybe it was a fan that was a fan. That could be a case.
I think maybe they were probably dressed like a fan.
Yeah, like a plant.
They were a plant.
Yeah,
I think they were a
do
plant.
have
It says right here there were chants of Rocky sucks, and Michael Cole asked if it was 1996 again during commentary.
You did say that. Actually, I did watch that live.
And actually, I have a question. This is a hypothetical. Would you make, if you were in the position, would you ask The Rock, hey, would you mind turning heel for this? Would you ask The Rock to turn heel to back to Hollywood Rock?
Yeah,
Hollywood Rock.
Man, dude, you coming in, dude just won Royal Rumble, and here you just, hi, I'm The Rock. I'm gonna take your opportunity away from you. You damn right. You better turn heel for that.
All right, so here's another article, and this is from NoDQ.com for the WWE coverage. So it says right here, it is believed that having a match against Roman Reigns was part of Rock's deal to join the TKO board of directors.
See, that's why I brought it up earlier about that. I brought that up earlier.
Mike Johnson of PW Insider was told by sources that Rock is 100% performing in the ring at WrestleMania 40, and it's a done deal. Johnson was told that there is no scenario where Rock doesn't have a match with Reigns unless something unforeseen happens, such as an injury. Johnson also noted that the plan here was never to turn Rock heel, but the company could adjust plans. Johnson stated the following: some we spoke with believe that now that the shock of Rock coming into the storyline can wear off, creative can lock in ways to build everyone as strong as possible leading into WrestleMania season. We are told anything is on the table creatively as they map Mania season out. There is absolutely no one in the company on the creative end that wants any of this to dilute Cody's standing. During the February 5th, 2024 edition of Michael Blah. Okay, let's talk about like just whatever. So they so either way, what I could see happening, this is just Rock is just Dave Bautista all over again.
Yeah.
This is Dave Bautista all over again. This is what's best for business. And the We Want Cody is going to become the yes movement again. Tito from Mr. Tito from NoDQ.com actually posted an article stating that the fans are being fickle and should embrace this new change because Cody Rhodes is just like Daniel Bryan. The yes movement was popular and put Daniel Bryan over. Once it was all said and done, he was no longer chasing the championship, and the magic of the moment was dead, and they just became another mid-carder holding the World Heavyweight Championship.
It's just a lot of people have different mixed emotions about it. You know what I mean? That's
There
what
are-
it's just a lot. It's just for me. It's like, okay, I understand a lot of fans being fickle and stuff. I can see that. And it's like I said earlier, people are like, oh, did you hear the audience? I'm like, of course the audience, because not everybody reads stuff on the internet. Most of them are casual fans. You know, of course they'll cheer for The Rock because he's a fucking big movie star. Of course they'll see him and they cheer.
And nostalgia.
Yeah, and the nostalgia too. It's like, for me personally, I like, as a person, The Rock, whatever, you know what I mean? But today, like, for me, some of his like promos and stuff, I don't know. They're just like, okay, they were kind of funny back then, but now they're kind of like corny a bit.
Yeah, it's the same shtick with The Rock.
He's gonna call Roman. He's like, oh, you're gonna be the tribal queen for tribal or all that. And he's gonna make.
You saw like Austin there for a second.
Yeah, it's like he's gonna call, and it's like, when it was kind of funny because I rewatched back the match he had with CM Punk in 2013, and he was like doing all these like all these like quips and stuff. I remember he was trying to get that phrase "cookie puss" over, and I was like,
I was about to say that. That is what I gonna lie.
So
yeah, not everything everything The Rock does is like fucking a masterpiece. The Rock's pretty fucking predictable. He'll come out there, stare, let the crowd go wild, and then he'll say, finally, The Rock is back to whatever bullshit town he's in. Then he'll talk about like, then he'll refer to himself in the third person. Let The Rock tell you something about this person over here who's tutti frutti in the booty. Let me tell you something about boots to asses, laying the SmackDown, checking into the SmackDown hotel, something. I make more money.
1999.
Yeah,
got the 1999 vibes. I hear it.
It was fine in 1999. It was fine in 1999, but in 2024, I don't know. It's just like
it's fine now, but we have invested in a long-term story to where Cody, like literally was going, like we thought he was going to win the championship, and we were all pissed. Everyone that wanted Cody to win was pissed. But then we all like we started calming down. We started seeing the bigger picture. If this leads to a rematch next year, then it will make sense.
In Philadelphia, it made sense.
And it, because he had not really earned. If you really think about it, that championship match was handed to him. He didn't earn it. But now he has.
He was like what?
He was 30.
He went into that 30. This year he entered at 15.
He had earned
and it's like, and another additional note about this. The last time Rock and Roman were in the same ring in Philadelphia, they got booed heavily. What do you think is going to happen in Philadelphia? They're going back to Philadelphia and have those two in the same ring at the same time too?
Yeah, no, but like to go back to the Cody Rhodes thing, think about it. Think really long and hard about it. Who did Cody Rhodes fight? Who did he fight to earn his spot to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship? I know he won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But who exactly? He hadn't fought Lesnar.
Yeah, his ass tore.
No.
When he first started.
Oh, yeah.
He fought Reigns.
He fought.
No, I'm sorry, not Reigns. Rollins. He fought
Rollins. He beat him 3 times. He beat him 3 times.
He tore.
They were just talking about that tonight too.
And then
still won it.
Yeah, and there's a report saying, "Oh, Cody's going to instead go against Rollins for the world title," which I don't want to see that.
Let me be devil's advocate.
3 times. Yeah.
Let me be devil's advocate here. CM Punk tore something, and he still finished his match.
Yeah, his triceps.
Yeah,
Triple H tore a quad.
Yeah,
and finished his match. Sabu tore a muscle, taped it up,
super glued it.
Yeah.
And finished his match.
Yeah, and then also another thing, Rollins, when he tore his ACL at a house show in 2015, he still finished the match too.
Stone Cold Steve Austin broke his neck. Stone Cold Steve Austin broke his neck and almost paralyzed himself. And still by some bullshit, I know it looks stupid, it looks sloppy, but by some miracle still finished.
Yep.
So the whole, like, I get it, Cody Rhodes doing it with the torn pec was great. But like when you look at it when you look at it all at once, it's like that just kind of didn't make any
Well,
sense.
But here's the thing, though. He didn't tore it during a match. He tore it before the match.
Right.
Working out.
He
Like,
worked.
working
He
out.
tore it working out. They could have canceled the match, but he said, "No, I'm going to wrestle this match because these people paid for their hard-earned money to see this match. So I'm going to go out there." And he was like, he at first he would deny that. Yeah, I wasn't in pain. I was okay. Nah, he was like really in pain. He was like throwing up every day until the surgery and all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, like, dude, look at that. That shit. If anything, I'm surprised you still had an arm after that.
But is that enough
Yeah.
to make him the person that we believe should? Like, because when Cody won the Rumble and faced Roman, that was all heat of the moment. That's what WrestleMania is about. It's literally about like a lot of it's just the heat of the moment. Like, it's amazing how like you could hate somebody. I can't fucking stand Cena, but whenever you go to a WWE live event, like people are cheering him. They even started singing John Cena sucks.
Yeah, they miss
John
him.
Cena sucks. And you start singing along with it.
Yeah.
Even if you like Cena, you would sing along with that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
But now Cody Rhodes has gone through the Judgment Day. Brock Lesnar. He's faced, he's had some great matches with Shinsuke.
Speaking of that, can we talk about, as of right now, he kind of low-key retired Brock, if you think about it. Cody low-key retired Brock.
Yeah.
Low-key.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of the case, because Brock just kind of went away even before the allegations.
Yeah, he did your thing. He shook his hand and was like, all right.
Yeah, but like there was
I'm out.
And he's one of the few that made Brock Lesnar work.
It's just Brock like working with smaller guys because he knows he'll give them.
Because they know how to work. Brock Lesnar, he might be a terrible
thing.
human being for doing what he did, but he knows how to work. He knows how to sell. He knows ring psychology. He's a great worker, part-time or not. Brock Lesnar knows what he's doing, and he knows how to get people invested.
Yeah,
like his match with Cena was.
That's how you show. And also another thing too is like he's not a people person, but I feel like he even said if he wasn't like if he didn't have like anxiety and all that stuff, he probably would have worked more. It's just like, he's just like, I'm not a people person.
And he hated traveling. He's like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Traveling.
It's not for everybody.
Like, him being Cowboy Brock was the most peoplest thing that I ever saw him ever do. Him being Cowboy.
So we do have to wrap up. We got about 4 minutes left. We completely went almost a half hour.
Yeah, we're overtime.
Overtime.
I got a bedtime and everything. Yeah, I got a bedtime and everything. I got to wake up 3:15 in the morning.
Yeah,
he got to eat. Look at that.
I got to eat. I usually eat after show. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and final words and plug in your social media and your channels. Let's start with Jeremy.
Appreciate it, man. I'm Jeremy, one half of the Fusion High podcast, man. I mostly use Instagram, but you can catch us on Fusion High podcast on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can catch our show Fusion High podcast featuring Chad and Jeremy on YouTube.
Cool. All right. Thank you very much.
All right, and
we would like to definitely we want to have you back on the show. We can definitely bring you on for another subject. It'd be awesome.
That's fine.
Hell
Appreciate
yeah.
you.
All right. So my boy Randy, who Silver Crow.
What's up? My name is Randy Suarez, aka Silver Crow. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and on TikTok, and also on Twitter. Instagram is Randy Suarez 71, and also on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
That's
Silver
right. Look at
Crow
my boy
30.
though. He like when you gotta do a podcast at 8, but shoot an episode of Cops at 9.
Right.
All right, my one of our producers, Danktopus, go ahead, promote your stuff.
It's at Danktopus on everything. Don't look up my Twitter. That's it.
Don't look up my Twitter.
No, don't look at it. No.
That's right. Don't look it up because it's
look it
X now. You gotta get it right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Formerly known as Twitter.
Roger.
And now we got Keyblade Sonic.
All right. Just want to plug in my stuff. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram, Super Saiyan Sonic. I'm on YouTube. I'm on TikTok. And basically, I do a lot of videos. I do a lot of like shorts. If you guys keep watching, really appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the help and support. basically, if you go on Instagram, it's Super Saiyan Sonic. I have a link in the bio. That's my link tree, so you can go to all my socials in case you want to follow me there. And regarding this whole subject about this whole thing, we're still talking about this stuff. You know, a lot is going to come out. If anything happens, we'll let you guys know.
That's right.
We're not going to like move on from this. Like, no, this is a big situation, and we're not gonna like forget it. People are gonna be like, oh, we're gonna like move on. No, like,
trust me, it's gonna.
As
More
more
will come out. We'll know.
know.
We're gonna cover it as it comes out. We might wait till a big chunk of it comes out so we can talk about it all at once. Because we're not Wrestle Talk. We don't just want to make a 10-minute video about what just happened.
I dig those guys though, but yeah, you're
I
right.
dig them.
I respect that. I respect it.
Yeah, I mean, I like Wrestle Talk. I don't always agree with them, but I like them.
Yeah, same here.
All right, so guys, we are Geeks Forever. We're on live on YouTube every Monday, Tuesday, actually pretty much every day, Monday through Friday. Our new schedule is up on our Instagram, instagram.com/geeksforever. Tomorrow might be a different episode. We might not do shit talking. We might do a second Geeks Forever podcast with Ushikon. They were supposed to come on today, but unfortunately, with everything happening, with you know the WWE thing is just a reflectiveness of the shit that goes on because it happened at Holiday Matsuri. It happened at other conventions. You know, there's a lot of con drama right now in conventions fighting, guests fighting with conventions. We have so much going on because we talk to other conventions that are going to come on the show. All Con, you know, we're going to have them on the show. Victoria Comic Con is going to be on the show. We definitely want to get the anime, so OkiCon threw shade at one other convention. We want to talk to them. We want to talk to somebody that knows about all the drama, and then we want to get OkiCon's, you know, there's what's going on with them. We want to get that because since this is more journalistic side. We want to get everyone's side of the story, so we got to do that.
Yep.
So much. We got so much going on this month, February.
Yep.
It's definitely busy. You know,
That's
everybody.
good, man.
That's it. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram. Make sure you follow us on Twitch.
Yeah. And like we mentioned earlier in the skinny, this weekend is Animeverse and also Trading Card Game Con. That's happening this weekend. Also, Lunar New Year is happening. A lot of stuff going on this weekend, and also Mardi Gras and the Super Bowl. And just want to say, maybe you'll see any of us there. You'll never know. So
not me. I'm broke. I'm poor.
Oh, hey, and Conroe. In Conroe, Texas, they having I think it's on the 24th. They're having the Chinese New Year celebration out there at Dragon Bowl C out there. Future High Podcast be out there too.
All right, cool.
Right there.
Send us the info for that.
Yeah, send us that, and we'll probably be there.
Okay, hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so Geeks Forever the next convention we are going to is All Con in Dallas, Texas. Spring break. I'll have the official dates by the end of this week. I believe All Con will be on the podcast next Monday to talk about we're also I'm gonna work on some short videos and stuff like that for Black History Month because there's some interesting things that you know that happen. Like one of the characters they added to the Peanuts, which is Charlie Brown, if you don't know that's what it's called. Right. I did a video about that. I want to do a remaster.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just wanted to add that about the character Franklin. They did a documentary about him recently, and it's really good. So you should watch that first before you do your updated video.
Yeah. I'll definitely post that again. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. This is Geeks Forever. We're gonna go ahead and sign out. Everyone have a good night.
You guys take care. See you guys next time.
Right.
Next time.